Hello everybody and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will and today we are back and we are playing more Tricks of the Trade, and we have one Josh back today to lead us into these flighty and bad places, bad touch places. How's it going, Josh? Oh, I have you muted. There we go.
Oh, okay.
There we go, you're good.
I see how it is. No, I see.
How are you doing, Josh? And mutes him.
Well, that was quick. Time to wrap up for
Good
Tricks of the
show,
Trade. Yeah,
This is
no, it's good. I wasn't prepared for bad touch, and this is a constant thing. Like last time, I was told suddenly that there had to be dragons as well, apparently, as well as dungeons, because you guys are so demanding. So yeah, apparently there's got to be bad touch. So I will insert bad touch here. And you can blame Will for that.
Please do. This is the map I've got up here as well. Haven Dock sounds like a nice place, but Tumbling Cliffs, that wasn't so good last time. That wasn't so good.
No, it went perfectly well until you were like, and now we have a fortress that we can have. And one of the party members went, I say we send that to hell. And just tell him hell. I was like, okay.
Pretty much. We got Rem, Insomniac's Inc. back tonight, reprising his role as Winky. How's it going, Rem?
It's going all right, going great. I had to do everything I can to not slip into Winky when I played Walter in Numenera. Now I gotta get back into Winky, and it's just like, what do I do?
It's just a tough life, man. It's a tough life. Fantastic. Remind us of Winky's race and class again.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Winky is a halfling barbarian, about 3 feet tall, 3 feet wide. He's a bit of a coward to a degree, and he's like in a constant state of puberty, which is why he talks like this a lot.
Me too.
He has played several and survived several West Marches games, so his inventory is full of all kinds of crazy shit. He fights with stale bread and the occasional weapon. But yeah, he's also a lord. Thank you, Redundant. He's the lord of what was it? The Carnage at Canefield.
Canefield,
yes. Lord of Canefield. And he almost took over the world in the last season, but he saw through what is good.
Love prevailed at the end of the last season, I think. Yeah, fantastic. We got Kiana back today, playing Mary. How's it going, Kiana?
I'm good. Glad to be back on here. Super excited to play again. And I'll be reprising Marie, who is my human bard. And she was here last time at the Tumbling Cliffs, where she found out that her god is Steve Irwin. So that's a major character shift. So it'll be interesting to play that out.
Big developments. Yeah, breaking news, everybody. He's back. Fantastic. Yeah. As for myself, I will be reprising my role as Finbar the Bard, a D&D sex icon in the most literal sense. I thank a Trenny, just subscribe to Twitch Prime. Thank you, my friend, a gentleman and a scholar. Holy shit. And yeah, Finbar is a bit of a cad, I think would be the word that I'd use to describe Finbar. He's a lovable rogue, incredibly handsome and charming, true, but whether or not he actually possesses any real talents is, it's been the topic of several years of debates, inner debates amongst myself, really. So yeah, that's what I'll be playing today. So, Josh, do we need to do a little bit of a recap? I don't think there's too much to recap, but there's a couple of bits here and there.
No, I'll just give you a brief overview.
Yeah.
So, the new Hearthland is this sort of previously unseen continental mass that's to the southwest of Whitearmor, where the previous seasons have all taken place in various different iterations, apart from one season, which was like in limbo and stuff, which was pretty crazy. Maybe a decade or so ago, a colonist came over, an explorer, famous dwarf who came over, and he brought over an army of automatons to scour this new place and establish places of operation. He brought very few individuals, and then he returned, brought a few more people over, and then nothing was heard from them for like a decade. So it's been quiet. A recolonization has begun, and there's evidence of life. There's evidence of people with smarts over here. Winky has brought that down a little bit. He's, if you add Winky to any situation, it just sort of dilutes and spoils it. But that's why we love him. And you guys arrived in town to find the port that you had had a little bit of you'd managed to get a word through that they said they'd dock your ship, had been entirely destroyed by some sort of draconic presence, a dragonborn, something like that. And you found a kobold who has been tagging along ever since, apparently. The party has secured a small fishing village which smells to high heavens, and has also destroyed a perfectly good fort and banished it to the abyss for all time because they didn't want it.
Didn't need it. We're a strong, independent group of party adventurers who don't need no castle.
This is true.
It was a castle that was taken over by some evil necromancers. So
yeah,
this is
not
true.
Great
He may have fallen to gravity quite literally, and the towering cliffs.
It's like falling into shadow. He has fallen into gravity.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, we all must.
And on the lowest peak of the highest rock, he was smelt. And this is going to be a constant thing. This is just the hype build up to Monday, where we might or might not be playing Middle Earth in 5e. It's the dream, guys.
The
It's
dream.
the dream. Cool. So, you were basically a bunch of explorers in a new land, and you're having some trouble establishing a sort of base to set up trade posts and that sort of malarkey. Now, things have come along in Wheelport, this small fishing village that you've secured. So most of what has actually happened is you've had a couple of magic users who have just shifted soil in. So it's a little bit boggy still, but they've sort of used it to push some of the water out, and what was sort of like a flash flooded area has become a little bit more stable, allowing carts to sort of more freely access it. And a little bit of trade has established, and finally your ship has arrived and is sort of berthed. There's no way to really berth it, so it's just sat out to sea a small ways, has laid anchor, and more supplies are coming on board to begin making this place feel a little bit more homely. However, that wouldn't be much fun of a campaign if there weren't trials and tribulations ahead. So, purely because this is a game and therefore would be no fun if I didn't fuck with you guys, some people have decided to fuck with the town, which is terrible, and is always the worst, the absolute worst. But there is two instances. So we're going to start off with a beautiful morning, picturesque. You hear that classic piece of music that I cannot remember. Wait, hold on. You hear that in the air? Didn't even use my mouth.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Ventriloquism.
Yeah. So yeah, you get the beautiful sunset and then obviously sunrise, because this is morning, and why would there be a sunset? So you get the beautiful sunrise, and it comes up over the ocean, and it glitters in the distance. It's beautiful. It's picturesque. You hear birds in the air, which is nice because, there hasn't been a lot of wildlife, but it's starting to return. And there is actually, just on the outskirts of town, a small farm that has yet to be completely trashed by the sort of spreading flash flood, and has been preserved. So you've got a little bit of farmland here, which is nice. And just over this farm, you see a couple of farmyard animals which have been sort of brought off to breed in this new land. You see a few people rising. And obviously, it wouldn't be a farm without a rooster who would usually be waking everyone in town in the most irritating of fashions. But today, no rooster. For instead, we pan over and we see a pair of legs. And they stop at the knee, and there's just little wisps of smoke. And in the background, the barn is on fire. So it would appear we're throwing you straight into a bit of cataclysm. So the barn is on fire, and immediately bells start ringing. Something has attacked your small village. Where is everyone? Given there's no real
I was in the barn.
You were in the barn.
No.
In the barn. So Finbar is asleep in the barn, and you suddenly realise
I'm on
that
fire.
you're too warm. Like whatever the blanket, you're sort of like, trying to push the blanket off, and you just swiping at nothing, and you're very confused.
Very hot blanket.
You smell something. It's a beautiful morning smell. This is obviously someone you were with recently. Probably one of the many maidens you have recently courted. It's cooking bacon. Fresh bacon.
Or is it my flesh?
No, it is actually, there is a barn and it is on fire, and there are pigs in the barn.
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh, zoinks. Or
And
oinks.
you are actually in the barn.
Okay, I look around me with something over to do, and I start shouting, "There's a fire in here! Excuse me!"
Matilda sits up and just... Darling, what?
There's a fire! Look!
Oh, yes, there appears to be a fire. She's still quite inebriated from last night.
Did you start this fire?
It's possible.
I point of the banana I found in my hand.
Yes.
Right.
She gives you a wink.
Well, you have made your fire, now you may lay in it. And I'm going to...
Why? Why would I do that?
Don't
Pippa?
question me. You know my phrases are...
Not why I sleep with you in any way. And she stands and she says, "I bid you good day." And she goes over to storm
I
out.
say good day to you.
Through the fire.
She goes to storm out to find that the doors are locked. It
Well,
would appear that they lock the barn at night.
bloody hell. Well, I'm going to climb up. I imagine it's like a haycroft sort of bit.
Yeah,
like...
there's a haycroft, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to climb up there and see if there's like a window I can get to.
Okay, you climb up with relative ease, a little bit woozy still, but the adrenaline powering you through. You get to the top and you glance out to see that there is smoke in the fields. Roll me a perception check, if you would.
Oh,
And as we do that,
bloody.
Winky, where are you, my friend? Now, fishing village, no real accommodation. Where has Winky made his fort, his castle? Where has his throne?
I'm sure that as this fire spreads and it like incites all those pigs, one of those big round pink flesh things is not a pig, it is a Winky. He is as well has slept in the barn.
TPK, 5 minutes in. I'm so happy.
As he like stretches out from underneath like a pile of straw, he's got like a sow on his right, a sow on his left, and he realizes that he is not in the Canefield embassy that he just recently established using just a bunch of boards he kind of glued together. He's in fact in a barn. He doesn't know what happened. It's crazy. He had fun last night as well. And so he wakes up. He sees this fire just encroaching everything, and in typical Winky fashion, he realizes the only way to escape is to lash a bunch of these pigs together and use them as a battering ham. To
Oh no! Oh no!
That was so well executed. I'm so impressed.
Oh no!
Oh no. Oh.
it's happening.
Okay, I can't stop it. I wish I could,
right.
but I can't. Roll me an animal handling. I need
Animal
to know.
handling. Let's
Bloody
see.
hell, what are you doing here?
Where's my skills? Handling. A natural 20.
Oh,
Nice.
you look to them, and they wake up, and Matilda Pig stretches, and she looks to you. She gives you the knowing look. It was good night, clearly, and she looks. She sees the fire. She looks at the door. She sees that original OG human Matilda is trying to open the doors, and looks back down to Winky. And you share that moment. What do you want these pigs to do? You don't even need to lash them together.
He goes, sweet and then points at the door. Says, "We have to save that fair maiden." No. Just save the woman.
No. She probably started this whole thing, Winky. Why are you here, by the way?
Why are you here? I'll look up at him.
I've been loudly rutting. Much like most of these pigs here. Maybe you mistook me for one of them. Just where were you, Winky?
Yeah, I kind of look at him like, I'm not quite sure.
I
don't think I want to know, actually, good sir.
There was a lot of mud, a lot of grunting.
A lot of porking. And
At the time, I was unaware there was one else in here, but
Well, it's hard to tell the difference between the pigs and blankets, so it's...
God. We're not keep this into ground enough. I'm going to saddle up on one of the pigs, like a mount.
You saddle up on
Yes.
the largest. It's actually a boar. It's
Nice.
It's large, muscular, and it looks and it snorts aggressively at three others, and they move out and they stand in a line, leading towards the door, not together, slightly apart, and one pig facing the wrong direction. In fact, two of them facing the wrong direction, and then the closest one is facing the right direction. And what happens is Piggy in the middle gets fired into the one at the back by the one at the front. It literally like rears up its hooves, kicks it, it curls itself into a ball, and then is slingshot straight back at the door, and the barn doors explode outwards in splinter, debris, shrapnel, and you just see this pig smiling, just as it goes past, and lands, and you see the pig sort of rush out, Winky astride a boar. Well, not to put any pressure on you, Kiana, but that was quite an intro.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a normal person. I was sleeping in the
I
house.
wake up in the bed.
I woke up from my bed. I
Whose
didn't have
bed?
a great night the other night. I tried to woo a girl, got turned down. So,
I'll
no.
help you next time.
I don't know if I want your help. But anyways, yeah, so I wake up and assumably I smell, hear something weird going on, or am I just too tired? Or do I need a roll perception check?
I don't think anyone in town can ignore this anymore. I don't think there's a way around it. Our pig has just been fired from a burning barn, and he is charging out into the plains, roaring astride a magnificent boar. This has just become quite notable. However, Finbar has noticed a thing. So as Winky comes towards you, Finbar, standing silhouetted in the burning barn high, stares down into the fields, which are sort of wreathed with smoke at this point as the crops have started to catch in places. People are already rushing forth, but you see something large and long, moving, sliding, slithering through the crops. And it pauses for a moment as you stare at it. And as it pauses, you see a small snort of flame in the smoke.
Oh
and,
dear. There's
roll me a nature check real quick.
There's a snake in the grass.
There's a snake in my boot.
Yeah. 18.
I'm so glad. I set it as 17 in honor of everything. Yeah.
Of course.
Whew. You look out, and this is oldie but goldie. You see a dragon which you've heard of.
Oh.
This dragon supposedly
Yes.
is the one that caused the damage. It caused the flood.
Mm-hmm.
It destroyed a dam that had sort of enabled this place to be a small fishing village, and it has a name. Will, this is a Galgatron.
A Galgatron, I know it. As soon as I rose and smelled the morning bacon, I could have told told her Galgatron was about. Fear not, dear maiden, whose name is...
She's
I
left.
know.
She went out the door.
She
was
has-
open. She went.
I'm still in the
But you
burning
can
hut
see-
whilst I am performing right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will protect you. This will be the fourth Galgatron from which I will kill. Finbar the Bard, most famous in all of the land. Oh, damn it! Okay, I'm gonna start heading down. If I can jump from the window down into like an
Yeah, it's
Assassin's
gonna
Creed,
have to be-
Assassin's
yeah,
Creed
yeah.
style, probably miss it on the way down. Then that would be ideal.
Just roll me an acrobatics, please.
Yeah.
I just want to witness the finesse.
Witness me. At least you're rolling
So
okay.
you do it and you land and you stand up, but you have just discovered something. Turns out jumping from a considerable height into just a pile of hay, which is in a wagon, causes the wagon to break, and it's a terrible idea.
Oh dear.
And whoever thought that was a good idea was an idiot. Luckily, you didn't dive head first from 400 feet in the air like a moron. But you are safe. You are safe.
Thank goodness. So I land it and I look about to see, is Winky still there?
Winky is currently standing astride a ball which is being surrounded by people who are very confused as to this. Has a sort of honor guard of pigs, but one of them is just looking forlorn back into the barn that is starting to smell awful like bacon.
Oh dear. I'll run up to him and have you seen Marie?
Who? Who?
Oh, maybe you haven't met her yet. She's the one talking about some Irwin and trying to hit on a girl last night. I have a vague recollection. I think we were all hanging out, but there was a lot of pigs and a lot of alcohol as well.
Well, I mean, I can maybe send the pigs to go find her, like scout around the town and fetch her.
Oh, can they do that?
I don't know.
Oh, also,
Gotta find out.
other thing. I'm afraid, Winky, there is a Galgatron afoot.
Well, who, what now?
A Galgatron, otherwise known as a rare breed of dragons only defeatable by me, Finbar the Bard. And I see a maiden running by, and yes.
She smiles and she's like, all right, and runs straight into a post.
Yeah.
looks nice.
I'll remember her.
Is this Galgatron a sultry young woman? 'Cause that seems to be the only thing you're killing right now when I look at the woman.
I do slay that pussy. Now, a Galgatron, I'm afraid, is a beast, a devil, which can spout fire from its mouth, the very fire which we see before us. 'Tis in the fields right now. We should find Marie. She is easily the most competent of us all. I mean, she's a good cheerleader for me.
Okay, I'll send the message out, and I'll dig out some charcoal. I'll hand it out to all these people and say, hey, everyone, start writing, Marie, we need you to the front on these pigs, and then scribble on the pigs and send it out. Spread the word like so.
Pig messenger.
The pigs sort of you scribble on the pigs, and one of the pigs just keeps shaking his head and sort of has to with a trot with a hoof, like a trotter, a foot, a weird pig.
It's
foot.
a trotter.
A cleft foot.
A cleft foot, indeed. He's just scratching sigils into the floor, some strange writing, and Winky, it's hard to tell, but it appears to be correcting your terrible spelling. Absolutely terrible. This pig, just if you're going to write on me, at least be legible in some fashion. And finally, the message gets out. The pigs go, and they spread, and it's not long before... Where exactly, Kiana, are you hiding?
Okay.
Sorry, are you hiding?
Yeah, I'm probably seeing all this chaos happening outside. And actually, I'm gonna go see if I can go help. So if I can go help put out some fires or something. So see if I can grab a bucket of water. Marie is the type of person who would
You come
just,
out.
"Let's go help."
You've got a bucket of water in both hands. You come rushing out, and there's so much smoke it's hard to tell which direction it's coming from. But you hear chaos from the farm, and so you manage to flag someone down who just sort of like is panicked and dazed, and is calling out for someone. Gerald, Gerald, and you manage to stop them, and the barn. The barn is on fire. There's a Galgatron. Only Finbar can defeat it. We're all going to die, and there are pigs loose. And I just want to see my Gerald again.
Okay. At this point, yeah, I kind of like I just put both hands on my shoulder. I'm like, it's okay. We'll figure it out. Just go to a safe place. I'll see if I can find this Gerald. Is that it? I'll see if I can find him for you. Okay?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, there he is. And you see a pig come rushing forth. I said, Gerald, I was so worried about you. And she holds him in an embrace, and this pig has no idea who this woman is, evidently. Shakes her up. And in one of those cartoon fashions, you are basically bucked onto Gerald's back, as if that is indeed his name, as he is going to kidnap you. You have been pignapped, and you are rushed immediately.
Pig-snapped.
Okay, at this point, my whole Steve Irwin thing has now given me Speak with Animals as a spell.
This is true.
So I am going to figure out what the heck is going on, because I don't know, there's suddenly pigs.
Suddenly, pigs.
So yeah, so I'm going to cast
They're not
Speak with
flying yet, but, you know.
And try to talk with my pig friend here.
It suddenly comes to a stop, realizing you can speak to it. It's very confused by this. Hello?
Hi. I understand that you're trying to take me somewhere, but can you tell me what's happening?
Oh, it's wonderful news. I didn't know that you could speak our language. It is fantastic. You see, I'm Gerald, and this is no idea who that woman is. It's clearly crazy. Apparently some winky fellow and a man called Finbar was a riotous good laugh last night. He made a complete buffoon out of himself. Oh, you've never seen a man blindfolded, half naked, running around so much.
Trust me, if you're around Finbar long enough, you will see that. I'm sorry you had to see that.
We've learned.
That's a promise.
Yeah. Did you know he made pig-sized T-shirts? None of us were aware of that. I'm not even sure he was aware of it, but he made them fit.
Yep, I'm not surprised. I'm assuming that Finbar started this mess, so how about you take me where he is, and we'll figure this out.
Well, apparently there's some kind of ancient mythical beast that only he is capable of slaying, so
yes,
it's probably all baloney, but we'll find out. And
yes, like all monsters can only be slayed by Finbar.
This is indeed true, other than, women. Just out of curiosity, what's your name?
Marie.
Marie. It's a pleasure.
It's good to meet you. I can only talk with you for about 10 minutes, just to let you know, so the spell only lasts a little bit.
That's no problem at all. I'm perfectly capable of writing, apparently, which is something that is completely preposterous and yet evidently happened. So it's a thing, and it is now possible. I'm a writing pig. It's true.
Cool. Yeah, lead me to where they are.
Okay, and he sort of rushes off, but a lot more calm, and he's got a little bit of a spring in his step. He trots a little. He's feeling a lot better, and he arrives and says, "Well, there they are. Winky's the one on top of the big brutish one there. That's Gladius."
All right. Hello, Gladius. Sorry, and I'm assuming I've never met Winky before, so at this point, I'm just seeing a halfling who I've never met.
Oh, I guess I'm near Winky, so I can probably sort of. Yeah. This is Winky.
I as I enter, I immediately go, Finbar.
Marie.
What happened? What did you do?
I have yet to do anything.
Unspeakable things, says the pig, where only you can understand.
That. Well, okay, I don't understand that, thankfully.
Yeah.
I have done nothing, except I have militarized the pigs of this town along with Winky, and there is a Galgatron, Marie. I hate to say it, but this time there actually is one. As you can see, the whole town is on fire.
Oh, great. At least you're not lying this time around. Also, why did you put t-shirts on the pigs?
They are excellent merchandising, for when they travel across the town, all will see my name on them.
Okay, how about we get out of this burning barn first?
Oh, we're still in one. Oh, shit.
Oh no!
The barn is like rolling forward.
Good idea. Secondly, it's in that field over there, so I would suggest that, we go and defeat the Galgatron.
Right. Okay.
I say we.
And at this point, I'm kind of like patting at my like side, being like, okay, in my head, being like, okay, triangle, rapier, good, we're good to go.
Good.
All I need.
Good. Then I shall be ready as well. I warn you, a Galgatron's breath is most fiery and should be avoided at all costs. And leave the killing blow to me, for you will not be able to defeat it.
Yes, of course. And yeah, so at this point, I kind of like, hey, Winky, sorry, it's kind of a bad place to meet. Nice to meet you. Apparently, the pigs are your friends. We should probably get out of here.
Yes, they are my friends, and I see you speak Pig Latin as well. You can communicate with them, and so he kind of like reaches back and pats his boar to lead forward. Let's just head in search of this Galgatron.
Whilst we fight the Galgatron, perhaps the pigs should fight the fire with buckets of slop and water.
Okay.
Is he high or something? With pigs.
I had a lot of
I'm gonna be like, I think
a lot of smoke in my.
probably go somewhere safe. I don't think they can hold buckets of water.
Okay, fine. Then send the pigs off to somewhere safe, I suppose, and the people as well, I guess. The young, the old, you know the deal.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna tell my new friends to go off. Take anybody who's still in the vicinity of the fields away, the same way that they pignapped me, and make sure that they're far away from the fire as possible.
Very well. Then, if we are ready, then I say we try and track this thing into the field before it burns down the rest of the village.
Yes, let's do that. Okay.
Okay.
Do I see this beast actually at all, Josh?
You can roll me a perception or survival. It's up to you.
Okay, probably perception if anything.
See, now Finbar is thinking back to the last time he actually did fight a dragon, which was about, in real life, 2 years ago, when I was on 1 HP and everyone else was dead and I just managed to kill the thing. It's bad memories. It was a Hydra, you're right.
And literally, I dropped it to I think my final arrow dropped it to something, and then it retreated, and you came around the corner and did 4 damage and killed it with vicious mockery. and then I remember you hiding around the corner, and you did the Johnny English. You were you leaned back into the room. You were like, "It's so strong and powerful. I'll defend you," and then made loads of sound effects, and everyone believed you because you nat 20 to lie. And I was like, "I hate you so much." So yeah, this hopefully it will play out exactly the same. So. You on a 21, you see that actually it's hard to make out in the smoke is sort of moving unnaturally, as if something within it is sort of like swirling the smoke. It's quite large, whatever this thing is, but it does appear to be getting further away, as if this thing is retreating. It is heading upriver, which seems to be where it came from last time. There were rumors that it destroyed a dam upriver, which is what caused the flood originally. So it seems to be retreating. The smoke is clearing slightly, but there's still smoke from the fires and stuff. Mostly it looks like it's under control. The farm's taken quite a bit of damage, but it's not going to spread to the town at this point. Luckily, there's enough water in the area. It can be taken care of.
Okay.
So.
All right. So I tell the others. So it looks to be moving away from here. Are we going to track it down? Are we trying to be sneaky about this? What do you guys think?
I say we track it down. We don't want it to know exactly where we are. For if it does, then we are likely to be eaten. The element of surprise and all that.
Right. Do you think there's a hideout for it up there?
It most likely has a lair of some sort. Whether or not it's up here, I wouldn't know. I'd imagine we might have. I think it was across the river. It has been some time where it might have had a lair. There are other kobolds around there, but my memory is sketchy on that matter. I think if it was very close, we might have known of it sooner. But let's follow it.
No, it's just up the river, like I said. Says a small kobold.
Oh, you're still alive.
Huh?
You're still alive.
I know. No one is more surprised than I am.
That's impressive. Are you coming? What was your name again?
Good question.
Good question. Okay. Well, all right. Good question.
Is that my name?
I
Okay,
don't
huh.
remember. Actually, your name was something.
Something. Oh, good question.
So, it's been a long time. That's Winky. Are you? Do you have any mounts available?
Why, I'm pretty sure that this giant boar is a 3-seater. And I scoot forward, like, really, like, close to, like, the top of its head, like I'm on his neck.
Just got like love handles with on the side.
Yeah.
Very well. I ride side saddle on the.
And it's got a good tracking device, and I pat it on the snout.
Come on,
Okay,
Marie.
I think it's not 10 minutes up, right? So I
Nope.
can still talk to the
Yep.
boar.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna be like, you okay with 3 of us on you?
Don't leave me alone with him.
Okay.
That's a good rump.
Doesn't specify which of the two he's more afraid of.
Okay,
I don't
well,
specify the rump.
I will try to keep them in line, and I'll sit at the back, and I'll sit like just normally as I would on a horse.
Like use his tail as a rudder, like to steer.
Like a gondola, you just like pushing your way along. Just, cool. The boar's just like, remember me, and the other boar's just like, the other pigs just nod, and Gerald's like just sort of like brings a trotter up and just in sort of a mock salute, and it's just like, honored friend. Well, an honor actually. It's quite right, and
We
yeah.
will remember them.
And I'll be, we'll try to keep them safe. I can't promise though with these two.
And off you trot, and you start heading upriver. Are you guys taking anything? Are you doing anything before you go, or are you just heading straight out?
I'm going to eat a banana for 30 minutes of slow-burning energy, which I will need when I face the Galgatron.
Indeed. Now I'm going to put a timer on that. I'm also going to watch that again in slow motion and play erotic music as you do it. But most importantly, I'm going to put a timer on, so you have concentration up on this for 30 minutes.
Good.
And during that time, susceptible to losing your banana.
It's gone
buff.
absolutely bananas.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, that's the appeal.
I will. I'll inform them of the various tactics and methods which I believe this Galgatron may employ. Having fought
you
several in
actually
the past.
rolled okay, so you will know that this thing is most likely a fire-breathing dragon, which would place it to probably be a red dragon or maybe a gold dragon. You know, red dragons are evil. And therefore, I mean, all dragons are surely evil and just lay around waiting for Finbar to slay them. But a red dragon fits the MO for this. So, that's probably what you're looking at. It's probably going to be a bit nasty and going to have quite a nasty breath on it.
Yes.
Sort of like you in the morning.
What indeed, yes, much like today. After last night's festivities, I would advise us to spread out and try and circle around the creature so that when it breathes upon us, only one of us is burnt to a crisp. I will take the rear.
I will take the underneath, and I will crawl underneath the boar and use it as like a shield.
Cool. Yeah.
Very well.
This is what happens sort of like maybe 100 feet outside of the town. Winky just hides underneath the boar in full camo. You blend in perfectly. You just look like another sort of a lump of fat.
Oh, holy shit. People just linked to that blast from the past.
Yep.
Oh my
really?
god. Do you remember- That was a 14-hour charity stream we did.
Yeah.
You
Hold on.
there you go.
226 followers.
226 followers. I don't know what the date is. It's somewhere in 2015, I want to say.
Oh,
And there's me in the corner there, and Beth and James and Josh. That was a hot day. That was a really hot day.
that was the hottest day I think I've ever. I was literally actually just saying to these guys before stream, we were talking about sword fighting, and I was like, I had a sword fight with James in the street. It was a donation. They said,
Yeah, this.
you have training swords, fight to the death in the street. And James, I'm ashamed to say, I lost. Convincing.
Yeah, and I think I don't know how much money we raised for it. It's £220 we raised for City of Chelmsford Mencap, and that went towards getting them a new bus for their
Indeed.
patients. So that's awesome.
We sang for it right at the end.
We sang a karaoke session right in. Sorry, I don't want to distract too much from the game, but that was
No, it's no problem. It's no problem. Throwback.
Yeah, TBT.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's we had yeah. What the hell is going on, GeoStella?
He's like, what's going on right now? I'm pretty sure they've just like aged backwards. Yeah. Okay. So I will. I'll tell them about the dragon. We got the plan. Marie is up front by the sounds of things. Well volunteered, by the way.
I have no choice here.
Indeed. And so you guys are heading off. So it's a little way. So we're gonna do a little travel mechanic here.
Of course.
So for starters, everyone, just give me an initiative. Not for anything too crazy. I just want to see who's going first on our little adventure. Going on an adventure.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm kind of flicking in between the two overlays today, so you guys can get a little look at some mappage and stuff like that.
Oh.
No, I mean this is the one to spend your nat one on, if there was ever one. So we have Finbar. Despite my best wishes, he is still here. Finbar, we have Winky, and we have Marie. Finbar going on a 20, so up first with some shenanigans. Followed by Winky on a 7, and then followed finally in the most terrible of places. That one place.
Yep.
A blast.
Okay, so I'm guessing it kind of gets a little bit more peaceful as we're going out of the village itself, because that's burnt behind. So we leave the smoking ruins behind of our former home, and quickly Finbar forgets the I remember Madeline. Yes, that.
And you literally weren't. Wasn't that just last night?
But how I remember her sweet flaxen hair. And I write down in my memoirs and begin to write a poem. She was a fine maiden for a time. And then she did listen
TMI.
doffly to me play.
TMI. I don't need to hear about this.
No, she heard my playing and was caressed into the sweet dulcet tones of Finbar and the Finbards until all else was forgotten. Perhaps I will play for you soon too.
I'll pass.
I was talking to the pig.
The pig cries. No one's aware of what it means, but it cries. It is very upset and very sad.
And as we're traveling along, and I am spouting this small amount of nonsense, we see that there is a kind of like a chasm coming up before us, I guess, like a valley coming up before us. And there's an old wooden bridge, which looks like the dragon probably flew over and burnt along the way. So the wooden bridge itself has been completely burnt up. And, yeah, we need a way to get across. So I think...
You might as well turn around, mate.
It's...
Yes.
What was her name again? That girl, I could return to her. Or... Hang on a moment. And the plan is for Finbar to cut down a tree, which is something he's never done before. Actually, no, he has done this before. Several years ago, he built a palisade.
No. I rewatched that just the other day. I cannot handle it, Will. Stay away,
Too
please.
bad. So I guess I got like a, I don't know, strength and athletics for this.
Yeah, give me either.
21.
21. Damn. So there's this moment. Finbar sort of steps forward, and you guys take your eyes off Finbar for maybe all but 3 seconds. And when you turn back, Finbar is shirtless. He has a woodsman's axe that he's made out of like what looks like grass leaves that he's tied together around a particularly sharp-looking rock. He's holding it with a stick. It appears to be like it's just hot. He's glistening, and he just begins to fell this tree. He's just pouring like leaves of water over himself, and he brings this tree down majestically, fording the river, and then is just splashed by water that comes from nowhere. It's just a particularly large leaf that's just got a lot of water down it. Finally gives way, covers him, and it shakes his hair, glistens majestically, and you guys have a way across the bridge, and hopefully away from this spectacle.
Yeah, I give a very reluctant.
I give very loud.
Thank you. And thank you to Ben Vilhaven donates £5. Wild Magic Surge for the pig. Go Bacon Power.
Oh, this is happening.
I don't know who wants to roll this one, but
I will.
you want to roll that one, Josh? Yeah. Oh God, something's happening to the pig.
It's a low one.
It doesn't like the bridge. What'd you get there?
826. That's all right.
Ooh.
I'll have a look just in case this is something.
This is so silly. You will not believe what this is in reference to what I just did. So I just cut down a tree to put it across a bridge, okay?
Yeah.
That's what I just did. 826 reads, caster embraces the nearest tree and refuses to let go. Out of 10,000 options.
So this
Damn
is
it, pig.
this is what we see. You guys start to make your way on the back of the pig across this spectacle. Finbar sort of getting dressed in the process, ruffling his hair. Marie actually keeping an eye out, and there is Winky, who is holding on to the bottom of the pig. Winky, suddenly you feel a shift, as does everyone else, as the pig starts to lose its balance. There's a moment of sheer panic. Everyone's unsure whether or not it's going to make it. It tries its best to make it that last bit, but it's sort of caught in the middle. Does it go back? Does it go forward? It leaps forward and ends up sort of splayed on its front, and in the only way it can protect itself, it grips hold of this tree trunk, and the tree trunk slowly starts to rotate as it's balanced, and is now going to slowly start rolling along the riverbanks. You guys are going to need to make me some deck saves to even remain attached, unless you want to voluntarily go into the drink.
Do I get an advantage for being like sandwiched in between the pig and the tree?
I'm going to say you can make me either a deck save to escape the initial crushing, or a strength check to try and actually get out.
Hey, you got a 14. Oh, damn.
Check to get out, then, which will be... Where are you?
I'm all over the board today, guys.
You all about it. So we'll start off with Finbar. Finbar doing okay, actually. A little bit shaky, but what is it you try and achieve as you as this starts happening?
That's a good question. Yeah, as it starts happening, I just want to like rush across the other side with no care for anyone else's safety.
Sounds like a Finbar thing.
Quick! And just rush away.
Okay, you make it easily to the other side. You know, having the last minute, you stumble and have to leap, but you make it safely. Little superhero landing, and you know it's cool. You're on the bank. You're fine. We're gonna look now to Winky. Winky, what exactly are you doing here?
Winky is going to like place his hands on the tree and then his feet on the pig and like kind of push the pig like a little bit away so you can sneak up underneath it and jump on top of the log and then like run along the log like he's barrel racing, you know, down the river. And I wonder if I got a way to try and stop this. I guess he can't, so I guess he's gonna just hop off and like land on the bank while, you know, calling out for his long lost boar.
Okay, so you have with a 22 strength, you accelerate this by quite some speed. Luckily, on a nat 20, so let me paint a picture.
We need to name the boar as well.
You are is Gladius. Gladius.
Oh, Gladius. Okay.
Yes, but only one of you knows this. So Marie, Gladius sort of like panics. Finbar leaps to safety. Winky manages to sort of like, he tries running and realizes that he's just accelerating the log as it starts to roll up river. Gladius is just going round and round and round, squealing repeatedly, and finally Winky throws himself clear. You could pretty much do anything. Give me the most dexterous thing anyone's ever accomplished.
Okay. I'm just gonna ask, can I try to get my new pig friend now that I've been imbued with the spirit of Steve Irwin? I have compassion for all animals.
You do. This is entirely true. It's true, absolutely.
I want to see if I can. So I grew up as an entertainer. I can do acrobatics. So practically, I want to try to kind of bounce my way to the bank, and I see if I can just kind of roll with the log and try to figure out a way to stop it from keep spinning, because poor pig is holding on. I don't want it to stop where it's underneath the log.
Okay, so here's what happens. You end up having to run counter to this log, which is no easy feat. And as you do, you are also having to jump pretty much every 3 seconds as the pig comes rolling around. You are basically skip roping with this log and a giant squealing pig. And finally, the last one, you jump, you land majestically side saddle on the pig. The pig looks around confused, realizes that it stops, that the ordeal is over, takes a step off and immediately falls over and throws up so violently. The most sick pig that anyone has ever met.
I pat Gladius and tell him he did a really good job.
It would say if you could understand. It's just
yeah. I can't understand anymore. But yes, so tell him you did a good job.
I did good job, pig. I gonna pat it. Well done. I think
it whimpers, single tear, but it's through the ordeal.
Well, what's the pig's name, by the way, Winky?
I think his name was Gladius. Was that this pig's name?
Gladius.
Yeah. Yes, his name's Gladius.
You should have a name more befitting of a pig.
What is that supposed to mean, Finbar?
Well, I'm just saying in life everyone has their place, and Gladius is a name for a sword, really, or someone who wields a sword.
This pig has been taking us this entire time, and you're being so ungrateful to it.
Well,
How
I'm
dare you?
saying perhaps it should be named after a beast of burden. I don't know, is mule so bad? Mule?
At this point, I've started just walking away with Gladius.
Could
I'm
call
done.
it. Could call it mutt.
Gladius points a trotter at you, Finbar, and then is violently sick again and just falls onto its side. It's like, now you listen.
Warlock pig.
Collapses. Yeah.
Fine. Let's just get back on it.
I don't know if Gladius has anything for us to get back on him.
No, Finbar. You see, it's a steed. It's a loyal steed. So the name Gladius is perfect. It'll ferry us into battle.
Steve.
Yeah.
We could call it Steve.
Steed Irwin.
Steve. I'll think about it.
All right. Yeah. Is Gladius in any shape to take us anymore? Because I doubt it.
Gladius can take you. There is one condition. Are you all comfortable with the pig walking diagonally the entire rest of the journey?
Yeah.
Like sort of shimmying sideways, almost crab walking, as that is now its default sitting. But if you think about it, it's almost like a sofa that moves.
Yeah, it's like we're broadsiding everything we come across.
Yeah, exactly. That's entirely true, because this is a ship bearing cannons, obviously. It's entirely the same thing. So yeah, that's now the current situation. But you guys, that was That was one thing that happened.
That
on
was
the
one
travel
thing.
mechanic. God damn it, Finbar. Winky,
Yes.
my good friend, you're up next in our travel mechanic.
So this whole time, Winky, he's trying to figure out, probably with Marie, on ways to set the bearing straight on Gladius again.
Mm.
And then eventually, I feel like we notice his wobble gets a little different. He's a little more perky, but he's also drifting off track. And as Winky looks off in the distance, he sees that our fantastic steed, who is ferrying us to this monster, has been distracted by a lady boar that is out
Oh dear.
in the woods.
Oh dear. So yeah, you guys hear in the distance, Finbar, you will probably be the first to recognize the dulcet tones of Careless Whisper just playing, just echoing slightly from
My theme tune.
to the north of you. You've made it across the river, and yeah, there's it's actually no, it's Lady in Red. Lady in Red is playing just gently in the background, and you see this pig, and it's quite obvious why he's so besotted, because as he looks out, you see she's not just any pig; she's a prize-winning pig. She has a red Rosetta on, just to prove that it certificate of authentication or authenticity sort of tucked in to a beautiful collar, and she has a little bell that tinkles as she moves, and she's stopped, and she's just there, long pig eyelashes. Everyone knows the pig dating ritual. I don't need to explain this to you, chat.
Yeah.
You know, you've seen it 1,000 times. So it's happening.
You dirty dogs.
And yeah. What
I'm
do you
not 100% sure this is an actual pig.
Ooh.
I mean,
We have to check the package it came in to see, look for the seal of 100% all pure natural meat, pork.
yeah, this is true.
Could I see if I could sense magic, or if I could see if there's something magical happening around here?
There's
You
magic
can
happening.
Roll me an Arcana.
Other than the
There's
magic
definitely
of
magic
love.
in the air.
Other than the magic of love, can I figure something out? If this is an actual pig, I don't trust things.
You don't trust anything anymore. It
No.
has made you cold and bitter towards the world. Yeah, so give me an Arcana check.
All right. Okay. Right, pig.
Okay, pig.
Pig.
Nah.
On a 13, there's definitely something. Something in the air. There's electricity, a connection.
Yeah.
It's, but no, there is actually something about this forest. You're looking to the north, and these woods seem odd. They seem quiet, and you get an uncomfortable feeling that you're being watched from within. It's that kind of, you don't see anything, but it's almost as if this place has eyes that are looking at you. The trees seem to lean in as if whispering to each other. It's a very creepy sort of, not necessarily sinister, but it's a definitely odd set of
Okay.
patch of
Yeah.
wood.
At this point, I'm gonna hop off of Gladius. And be like, guys, I don't have a good feeling about this forest. Pig is fine. That pig is fine. Gladius can go have fun with her. Who am I to get in the way of true love? But
Indeed. I
don't
would
know.
have to kill
There's
you.
something weird in the forest. I feel like something's watching us. I don't know what. I don't know if it's a dragon, and I don't know if it's something else.
Well, let us ask ourselves this question. If the dragon has burned everything in its path so far, then why not the forest too? Perhaps there is something worse in there.
Well,
Or
I
perhaps
don't
it's
think-
particularly fire-retardant wood.
Well, I don't think the dragon would try to set fire to the woods that it hangs out in.
Maybe not. Maybe it's going for a phase.
This is true. Maybe it's going through a phase.
Why are
It's-
you
I mean,
still here?
it always-
Where was there room on the pig for you, Kobold?
Oh, I was in your pocket.
How small are you? How big are my pockets?
Very, very big. Don't worry, I had to make some room, so I took out some stuff and I replaced it with me. Like small and round and shiny, and I had no idea what they were for, and they were just so heavy and made of metal, so I was like, let's get rid of these and instead carry me, because I'm much more useful than whatever they were.
We'll have to look into that later. Forest.
Is that my name now? Forest? Or is it
We
something?
could call you Forest. That
Question?
is a real
Something.
name. Although
Forest,
you
okay.
are a rather peculiar creature, we could call you weird or odd or...
Most people do already. That's coming back to me.
Oh.
I think it might actually be the name.
Okay.
Yeah. What is weird?
Well,
It's a good word. It's
Okay.
used perfectly.
It's like an
Then-
8th level spell.
What?
Why is that?
Let's go into the forest, I think. It can't be any worse in there.
Yeah, so this is the right direction, right? Asking
Well,
weird.
Probably.
To the forest? Yes, that way, he says, pointing to the forest that's maybe 15 feet from you.
Good man.
That way. The forest is over there, I think.
I like a good man who
I
can
can't see
spot
it
a
for all the
forest.
trees.
All right, good to know. Thanks. Yeah, so I guess we're leaving Gladius here. And we're going forward.
Farewell.
Gladius is just behind you and is just at first you think he's sort of slumped on the floor, and then you realize he's just doing push-ups right there on the riverbank, just
Down by the riverside. Well, that's where we will miss you, humble mule.
it just sort of tries to shoo you away, goes back to pumping.
We are cramping his style. I give both pigs a clap on the rump and head into the
Yeah.
forest.
You notice that Gladius's tail is no longer coiled, and on that we're gonna walk away from that situation. We're gonna walk straight away, and yeah, there is a forest before you. There is a path that leads through. It looks to be not exactly well trodden. It's just an absence of grass. It's almost as if it's an actual pathway, as opposed to just a trail that's been trodden again and again over time. There's no grass that grows there. It's just earth. Nothing appears to be growing on it.
Strange.
Can I see if there's any tracks or anything?
Yeah, give me a survival check. Absolutely.
Right.
Down by the river.
Ooh.
Mm,
On an 8,
I've
you
been too
sort of like-
distracted.
As you walk forwards, you look around. You notice a couple of tracks. They cross the path every now and again. They are large. They look like deer tracks, but that's all you get. You just see that there is signs of wildlife.
Cool. Well, I was distracted by pig love. I couldn't concentrate on
I
finding.
mean, it's incredibly distracting.
Yes.
Yeah.
As Finbar found out last night.
I guess Winky, to figure out what's going on with this strange trail. He's going to like taste some of the dirt. That's how he tracks stuff.
Yeah.
By eating.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want to give me a survival to see if you can figure out?
Yeah. Let's see. My survival is a whopping 3.
Cool. You pick up a scoop, sort of like a handful of dirt up, take an entire fresh track in your hand, and you sort of, and this is what you get. You get, first of all, male, definitely male, maybe 300-400 pounds, moving fast, probably behind on their taxes, definitely wearing shoes of some sort, mismatched, has a larger left foot than a right foot, and wearing a Burberry jacket of some sort. It's probably got elbow patches. That's all you get. It's a good sort of like, you get it, you really soak it in, but that's what you're looking for.
And also, this brown sugar tastes like dirt.
This is true.
So that's all my figuring out I can do.
Yes, well, it seems like the grass doesn't grow here very well. I'd say we stick to this path. If we go off from it, might be a bit, well, worse. But the Galgatron, sorry, must have left tracks somewhere around here. Perhaps I, with my fertile eyes, shall have a look around.
Just see plants growing out of his eyes. It's so fun.
Perhaps I won't, on the other hand. Perhaps I won't.
So this is actually a wonderful moment. So we're gonna have you guys. Are you guys sort of like following along the trail, trying to figure out where you pick up the trail, as it were?
Yeah, eating more dirt as I go.
Yeah,
Just make sure I'm on the right track.
My eyes are pregnant. Yeah.
This is true.
Oh, you do say pregnant pauses, don't you?
Okay. I'm gonna have to ask you to recite something. This is wonderful that this has
Oh
happened.
my goodness.
So
What is
let me just-
happening?
It's okay. Don't worry. It's nothing bad at all. But where is it? It is
A recital?
Yeah, I know. This is quite something.
First ever recital
Where
on
we
a
have to
camera.
go.
You are a lord.
This much is true. In many lands, most of whom no one has heard of, I am a lord. A prince in some kingdom.
Did I call you a lord? I meant to call you a bard. I can't.
Well,
No,
people.
I rescinded. I rescinded
Uh,
immediately.
I didn't pay my taxes in those countries, so I got it.
At this point, I'm humming away,
Let's-
like humming a song.
This is not how titles work. They never get revoked.
Mm-mm.
I've never done anything illegal, and I'll be fine.
So, I will send it to you. Oh no! That's not it. Okay, so basically, can't find it. No, but Finbar is walking along and discussing Galgatrons, and he knows a thing or two about Galgatrons, and is essentially telling you that a Galgatron is an ambush predator, but luckily he has the ears of a fox and the eyes of a hawk. And then he nearly walks straight into a bow, as you have an arrow, maybe about half a foot from your face, and everyone is going to get pretty much the same treatment as you realize you've just been surrounded by wood elves.
Oh, great.
Ha! As I was just saying, in some kingdoms I am blind. It is the one in which I'm blind. Hello, elves. Are there any female elves amongst the number?
Uh-oh.
They are all wearing masks that cover their face, and they have.
I will assume
hoods
that
up.
they are all female.
Have to take a guess.
But also, that is not
and
how
hope
I.
you get right.
That is not how Finbar identifies women.
And their foots are a little bit more.
Hands on, shall I say? Oh, he's a
So
bastard.
Finbar is shot, and
Yeah, good game, guys. I enjoyed it. Yes, I say, hello there, elves. We were just traipsing through your forest rather irreverently, and we were looking for a Galgatron. Could you point us in the right direction, please? I am Finbar the Bard. You've probably heard of me.
And I'm Winky Slipfoot. You've not heard of me.
we have heard you.
Oh,
The bard talks so loud we could have shot him in the dark. And on that, someone steps forward, and it is indeed a woman. And she looks to you. all.
Hello.
She has blood red hair that sort of tumbles in curls as she pulls her hood down. She pulls down her face mask. She's quite pretty in a little bit of a savage sort of way. She has face paint on that is quite clearly tribal war painting, mini dots, and it's almost got like the way I describe it to you guys players would be like henna style. It's quite clearly made to stain the skin as opposed to traditional tattooing. And she looks to you and looks a little skeptical and she speaks to her friend. Does anyone here speak Elvish? I presume.
I speak Elvish.
I'm a half elf, so I do. Yeah.
Indeed. Winky.
Looking for it.
I can translate.
Most likely not. I'm just going to go and say no. I'm still looking for where all that stuff is at. Inventory? No.
So, all but Winky hear her turn to someone next to her and just say, "We're too close to the river. We need to pull back. We bring them with us." And he sort of gives her a sideways glance and just says, "We keep them out of sight of the ruffians. We don't want them mixing." There's a nod of agreement, and
The ruffians, I say in Elvish.
her head sort of snaps sideways, almost sort of like a possession, that kind of like eerily sort of like
Like an owl, yeah.
yeah, and
Dear.
she looks angry, but also slightly amused, and the guy next to him
I have that effect on women.
In Elvish, I'll interject at this point. I'll say, we apologize if we were going through your lands. We didn't really realize we were looking for a monster, clearly, that had kind of devastated where we were living. We just wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to do anything else around. If you knew a way for us to, avoid being your land and set us on our way, we'll be out of your hair very shortly.
She gives you a very cold smile. Sorry, Winky.
Oh, I was gonna do like that little dumb thing where he's, hey, did you tell her that we're just trying to get our pig laid? Something like that, just off the cusp. But continue.
There is a genuine pause. She quite clearly understands common.
Oh, damn.
As she looks to you with a queer look, and finally returns her eye to Marie and says, in Elvish, "We can't let you return without bringing you to our camp for questioning."
Wow. What kind of questions? We can answer them here, I'm sure. Unless the camp is more luxuriant.
I elbow Finbar in the side.
Ow. Owls are one of my favorite creatures of the forest, wouldn't you say?
One of the elves is just like, "I like owls."
See.
Just in the background, just like,
She likes owls.
and at that, there's sort of a snap and from her fingers, and she says, "You'll be restrained, and you will have your eyes covered." And
I'm familiar.
4 of them undraw their bows. They stow the arrows away and draw bindings, and they're gonna try and tie you guys up.
I will let her.
She keeps an especially watchful eye on you. Take me. Take
Take me.
This is remarkably similar to the pig incident. So, you guys are sort of tied wrists behind your back. You feel that you are tied together in sort of a conga line, and bindings are wrapped around your eyes. And you notice that all of this material, the rope is incredibly rough, and you get the feeling it's made it's not made with a very refined process. No machinery or anything like that involved. This is mass produced, and this is made from whatever is in the land. It's not the most comfortable experience, as are the bindings that are literally just strips of bark that have been softened, that are wrapped around almost the top half of your face. It's impossible to see where you're going, and you guys are led. In the distance, you hear the squeals of a pig as you vanish deeper and darker into the forest. On that, we've hit a halfway mark. So, Will, I don't know if you want to do any plugs.
Yeah. If you're enjoying the show, follow. And I believe it's actually when we hit, 40? Yeah, 40 followers. 6 followers time, you guys get to decide what happens next. Also, thank you to Mr. Frog Godden donates £3. Fumblemore have come to reap some failure from success. Next Nat 20 becomes a Nat 1 among the PCs. Oh, Let's try not to roll on that 20, guys. Let's try and roll 19s. 19s.
Just under the mark.
Oh man, I will. I'll put a floating Mibulus nat 1 here on the screen, waiting for us from Mr. Fumbleball. Oh god, it could happen at any time. Fantastic. Also, if you guys haven't signed up to our Thunderclap for Kickstarter, I think Josh is just running off here to grab a drink. You guys can click the link there, if that command would work. I don't know if it does. There we go. You click that link there, you sign up to our Thunderclap, and on June 26th, when our Kickstarter launches, a message goes out to all of the people that you follow saying that Breath of Gore is launching. So it would help us out a lot, and it's free. Fado Akita for the host, and what other hooks and plugs we got? Oh, here's a tweet for you guys. We're on 12 retweets out of 20, and if you haven't checked out our sponsor for the week, you can check out Lost Artifacts of Gregas there on Kickstarter. Whilst this is happening, by the way, whilst Finbar is getting tied up, I would like to try and whisper to Marie and Winky. I say, if we get separated, then leave me behind. I think we have something, aren't I?
I thought you said you were the only one that could kill the monster.
Ah, yes, the monster. Where is that thing, anyway?
Well, we were on our way to go get it when we got caught, so...
Right, this is all sounding very familiar now. We'll ask the elves. Maybe they know where the creature is. And then we're bundled away, I'd imagine. Shut up!
You guys end up... you hear common ahead. Winky, you most certainly hear it.
Commoners.
And you guys can roll me perception checks as you guys are hearing quite a... It's hard to hear because they've wrapped your whole head, as mentioned, so it covers part of your ears. But you will catch snippets. So let's see what we've got. On an 8, Winky, you hear the tone, which sounds slightly aggressive, maybe drunk, something like that. Finbar, you hear it could be a party, a festival. You're not sure. You're not sure about the language or any of the words necessarily, but there's quite clearly you're coming up on a camp of some sort. Okay. The competent member of the group, Mary.
That's why I brought her along, remember?
You did literally say at the beginning, she's the good one, and then there's us. So Marie, you start to catch, you hear common, and it's gruff common, and it sounds like a tavern. But you can still feel like, as you're walking along, you still feel like ferns brushing against your leg every now and again. The floor is still definitely earthen. You can still hear sort of like the forest around you. You even hear deer, which you were previously sort of found tracks for. You hear them moving around, seemingly completely unfazed by the interlopers in their lands. As, you hear what sounds like a tavern ahead. Common voices, no Elvish whatsoever, and you even hear a couple of snippets of what other languages do you speak?
I think I only speak Common and Elven. Let me double check. Yes, I believe I only speak those.
Well, you also pick up the unmistakable tones of Orcish, although you can't tell what is being said. The Common is an argument over supplies. Most definitely, without a doubt. And it is the least elvish, sort of like, the elves seem quite calm, poised, well-presented, articulate. These voices, straight up, are having an argument, and it's just, look, you fucking told me the grog would be here this time last week, and it still hasn't arrived. So if you don't sort it out, I'm gonna go to that bloody fucking town myself, and I'm gonna sort it out myself. Do we understand each other? And then it sounds like a fight breaks out. It's very, very charged and aggressive, and completely out of place here. You hear drinking, a little bit of gambling, as dice are thrown in arguments and cheers, and it starts to fade slightly, but it's still present when you guys have these bandages, sort of these bands removed from your eyes, and you are still have your wrists tied behind your back, but you are no longer attached to each other. And you find yourself standing at the foot of a very large tree, and there is a very long rope ladder hanging down. It leads up.
Okay.
Oh.
The elves are still with you. They're
Okay.
in a semicircle sort of surrounding you. It is clear that they want you to climb, but they have all taken quite a few steps back and are almost blending into the foliage once more.
And our hands are still tied behind our backs.
Indeed.
Okay. So it's a ladder that's leading upwards kind of deal?
It is indeed. Yeah.
I'm going to turn to the elves and be like, I would love to climb this ladder, but I kind of have my hands all tied
You
up.
feel something snap around your wrist.
Oh.
And there is the sound just moments later. It's happened so quick that the sound takes a moment to register. It's definitely an arrow. It is currently sat just behind your right leg. Your
All right.
hands are no longer tied.
Okay.
Oh.
I'll kind of do like a little curtsy. Well, thank you. Are my two companions still tied up, or have they on the same
You
tree?
look towards them, and simultaneously you will see these arrows come from above, from far above. Wherever these arrows are coming from, it's high up in canopy. And yeah, you guys also feel the rope snap. Finbar, you're going to take 1 point of piercing damage.
Ow.
As your shot actually nicks you a little bit more.
You missed.
There's another arrow that lands directly between your legs.
Well, closer. Can I see at this point?
Yeah, you can
Okay,
look
so I
around.
can see.
Yeah, you can look up if you want. You can give me a perception check, see if you can see where this is all coming from.
Yeah, I suppose I shall. Looks like roll 20 is doing a bad, but I rolled a 9.
A 9. Okay, no problem. Yeah, I also have the box of the red.
Thank you for that roll 20.
Love me some red box.
Yes.
There we
They
are.
went away, yeah.
Yeah, there it goes.
So yeah, on a 9, you look up and there is a swaying canopy. You can just sort of make out that the canopy has multiple layers to it, but what is up there, you have no idea. The rope ladder vanishes through one, maybe 200 feet up. It's quite a fair old distance.
Huh. Well, you had questions for us, and we've got questions for you too. Where's that hot elf from before?
They are all standing. They have their face masks on, hoods
I
up,
mean,
standing away from you.
where was that seasoned adventuring elf of utmost quality with whom I spoke briefly before and whom I respect? Not just for her curvaceous hips.
At
You
this point,
watch
I'm
as
I'm trying to climb the
One
ladder.
of the elves,
Awesome.
one of the elves, just steps out of the group and draws a short sword.
Is that you?
I'm scrambling up the ladder.
That's you.
Oh,
is it?
God.
You? Hello?
Oh, I guess is that you? Is it? I guess we're going onwards and upwards.
There's a nod.
You first, Marie.
Well, I'm already halfway up the ladder.
Fuck this. So, Marie, as you climb, there's no checks needed. It's just climbing a ladder, but it does sway slightly. This does not seem like the easiest way to get up and down. And the ladder seems relatively unstable. But you're climbing nonetheless with ease. And you get about halfway, and you start to notice that ahead, it does appear that there is something suspended from the trunk of the tree that is attached to the top half of this ladder. And you get to the sort of canopy that's just above you, and you reach out to sort of like brush a branch away and realize that there is absolutely nothing there. You reach out, you go to brush, your hand goes straight through it.
Okay, so it's an illusion.
It would appear so.
All right. If I stick my hand through, do I feel anything on the other side?
You can stick your hand through. You still feel wind, all that. It doesn't seem to be any different up there. There's no difference in humidity or temperature, anything like that. Nothing touches you, but you can still feel the ladder continues up.
Okay. At this point, I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself.
Okay.
Just hide away a bit.
Where did she go?
I don't know.
Could have sworn she was up here somewhere.
Yeah, did you think she fell? Did you hear her scream?
I didn't hear anything.
She's dead.
I think she might have.
No.
She might have just died. Oh
You
dear.
next. You next. You next.
Yeah, I'm actually not even gonna answer them. I'm just gonna keep going.
Okay, yeah, I'll keep heading up after that brief pause as well. Till we reach the top.
You not only vanish from the invisibility, you reach a point where even if you were visible, they could no longer see you, and you encounter what is on the other side. Finbar, you're next.
I will. I'll head upwards after finding Marie to be dead.
You head upwards, and along the way you don't find a body, which is remarkable. Where she's gone, you're not entirely sure, but you'd think here would be a good spot. You've almost run out of ladder. You've sort of reached the top of the canopy. It looks like it's anchored to a branch, and there doesn't appear to be anything up here. It's entirely bamboozling.
Winky, what is this place?
I don't really know.
I was hoping
It's,
the elf woman would be here, but there's no one at all.
Well, she's dead now, Finbar, so we gotta do this ourselves.
Oh no, I meant the other one, the hot one.
Oh.
Well, the other hot one,
do
I
hurry
guess.
yourself too. Now, come on, go up. And I like start shaking the ladder because he's so heavy. Like, go, go, go.
Fine,
like,
fine.
Make him scoot.
As you do that, Finbar, you start to climb up a little further. You will notice at this extreme close range that as he's shaking the ladder is moving straight through the foliage. It's just the foliage is just melting straight through the ladder as if it's not there at all.
Oh, it's some kind of illusion.
Some kind of who to what now?
I put my hand for it. See?
No.
You realize that the ladder is actually an illusion, and you fall 200 feet. Die. No, you put your hand through. Your hand vanishes.
It was only our belief in the ladder that was keeping it up.
You wily coyote, you just there, just like if I don't look down, it can't kill me.
Okay, so I will. Can I fit my whole body?
Yeah, it appears like you reach up, you can feel the ladder continue.
Maybe she went over here, and I'll carry on.
That makes sense. Maybe she's not dead after all. And I shuffle up after him.
Winky, you look 1 second, there's Finbar, the next second, no Finbar. You're all alone.
Finbar's dead too. Winky like starts he goes bite his fingernails.
It's like a baby when you do peekaboo when it's not there. They actually believe it's gone from the universe.
Yeah. This is true.
He's like, maybe I'm next. Oh no! And he reaches into his bag just to get something to comfort himself, and he pulls out, as listed in my inventory, Dresden's granddad's pictures. I don't know what that was about. I guess it was from something in the last adventure.
That was last season, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I think he died, and I took his grandparents' pictures too.
Who's this Dres?
It was a player.
It's just a file on a guy called Dresden.
Yeah.
Dresden. Okay, cool.
As in Dresden Files.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going to then just shimmy up the ladder, and he's he doesn't notice that it's invisible because he's just crying so much. They're all dead. It's just me by myself.
So yeah, you just stand there and you're just holding onto the ladder and you're crying and everything like that, and then suddenly you get that weird motion where your nose feels funny, as your Baron shifts, and sort of you're climbing and you're very confused, and you feel like actually your legs are sort of falling past your head as if you're upside down. So, Finbar, you get to past this illusion to find Marie is standing on a platform, and the top of this tree.
I'm invisible.
Oh yeah, you won't.
Yeah.
You will not see a
I
damn
see
thing.
nothing.
So Marie, you will arrive first, and you will see that there is a platform at the top. But more than a platform, there appears to be what is essentially almost like it's almost a conical structure built that is sort of like made of like a mesh of vine roots, everything you can imagine of nature, bark, leaves, and there's this huge cone that extends upwards and outwards as if there is like a giant lampshade that has been turned upside down at the top of this tree surrounding the trunk. And there is light coming from within, but along the platform that is just below it that you have come up to, there appear to be a number of elven guards. None of them have their faces covered. All of them are wearing very simple clothing, no armor at all, but they're all carrying bows, and they are watching the ladder, but they don't see you appear as you can climb to the top. They're just sort of standing there, shifting. They're looking down, and you can see Finbar is climbing up the ladder. You can see through from this side.
Okay.
The foliage that you just climbed through looks ethereal to you from this side.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'm gonna try to. So am I? So are they like? Where are they in relation to where I am? Like, are they circling me? Are they?
You've got two on your left and two on your right. The platform goes the whole way around the tree trunk. It's not entirely circular. It's a little bit uneven. You can't obviously see what's on the other side, but you do see to your left, if you were to go that way, there does appear to be a bridge that leads off, and there it looks like a small tree house that has more guards that are doing what appears to be target practice, and they are shooting an incredibly long distance. You can't even see what they're shooting at, but they're standing there practicing. They're not making small talk or anything like that.
Myth is here. How's it going, guys? Welcome in, everybody. Mythmatic with a host and raid. How's it going, my man? It's good to see you guys going over. Playing some D&D right now. Hope to get Myth back on to play some games sometime with us. Yeah, Josh, you want to do a little recap of where we are in the story right now? A bunch of people just joining in. If you enjoy the show, follow us.
Oh my God, so
stay
many
around.
people.
Say hello.
All of the raid.
How's it going, buddy?
So you guys, this is a throwback to our. This is a West Marches campaign. It's been running for ages, but it's cool because it's episodic and very free flowing. Each episode is entirely different to any other episode because we have wonderful people who come along and play with us. So this is set in a place called New Halfland, which is sort of like this huge continent that is a new frontier. It's being explored. The party arrived to find the town that they had agreed to stay in when they arrived, they were going to dock at, had been razed, and it had been razed by a dragon, entirely torched. The place was just sort of coming to embers and ashes as they turned up. They went on a hunt for this dragon as it returned and attacked for a second time at daybreak a few weeks later. They went off to try and find it, but they strayed from the river path into the woods, and they have been ambushed by wood elves. So Marie is currently invisible, has climbed a very long rope ladder, and is currently standing on a platform. There appears to be a hidden structure high atop a tree. There's also apparently a tavern of some sort that they're not really sure what's going on there. There appears to be a tavern in the middle of this woods, and they have been taken in for questioning. We are just rejoining the party now as Marie, you are standing there. You can see what looks like a barracks of some sort, which is on a separate tree, a slightly smaller one, but is built up and actually looks like a proper structure as opposed to this weird lampshade sort of construct, this huge conical thing, from which you can hear music, which you couldn't hear absolutely. It was completely silent and woodland creatures. You get through that illusion at the top of the canopy, and suddenly you hear light music playing, you hear gentle chatter in Elvish, and you can see people practicing. So they quite clearly have men up here, and it sounds like quite a few of them.
As well, just a quick second here. If you guys didn't know, the Myth is one of the founders of Encounter Roleplay, longtime friend of ours. And if you don't follow him already, then you should. You can find a link to Myth's channel here. He's been doing a bunch of GTA, RP, which I sit and lurk in a lot of the time, and a lot of Arc as well, actually. So go check out Myth. He's a great guy, great role player, and fantastic voice actor as well. We have a lot of love in our hearts for Myth. We miss you, Myth.
Indeed.
Sorry, I'll shut up and.
No, it's cool. Myth, actually, will know because you are playing Finbar and Myth played Ishtuak. Because I rewatched Anasterian the other day.
Oh
and
my
Myth played
god!
Ishtuak,
You're right,
who was
Ishtuak, the
the
fucking
most
Dragonborn.
He was a blue Dragonborn.
I gotta find a
elemental
picture of
monk,
that now.
Where the 4 elements monks, and yeah, he's currently. Will has reprised Finbar. Yes, he remembers.
Finbar,
He knows.
What's up, Ratch? How's it going, buddy? That pin.
Hey, Ratch. But yeah, he is playing Finbar once again, and once again, a Galgatron, just by happenstance, has entered this episode, and you have arrived. So this is glorious.
It's been fate all along.
Indeed. So yeah, guys. You are standing there. You can see that Finbar is about to come up, and they can see him coming. Absolutely, 100% Luli. So they have arrows drawn. You do hear them talking.
Oh, brother,
because
look
they
how
could
old
see
that
you
is.
a minute ago, and they can't see you now. So the two closest to you, the ones on either side, are slowly sweeping the ladder because they're not quite sure where you are.
All right, I am going to sneak behind one of the ones that's closest to me.
Okay, roll me a stealth check just
Oh,
because
boy.
you are standing right next to him. You get this advantage because you're invisible. So
All right,
basically
cool.
don't just roll one good one.
Oh god.
Okay, so on a 12, you just hear a creak, the slightest creak, and there's a moment's pause, and these two tense, and immediately both of them sort of, with one hand, clasp the arrow and the limb of the bow, holding it. So they've still got the bow drawn, just one-handed, like an absolute boss, and they draw short swords. But they haven't seen you because you were still invisible. But you are currently standing between the two of them, not in an ideal position. You still have the rope ladder, which you could jump onto and get around them. It's going to be a little difficult, but you could technically squeeze past them. It's just wide enough for two people to pass. What do you do?
Okay. Yeah. So as soon as I heard the creak, I freeze in that like iconic like, oh god, oh god.
You watch
my
as like
head,
one
I'm
of them
screaming.
pokes, and it just like. And then, like, you feel like another one just, like, straight past the arm, and you're like, oh, no. They're likely to find you if you hold here.
Yeah. Okay, I don't want to jump on the ladder because I'm afraid of kicking Finbar in the face while doing that.
I'm not. I endorse it entirely. In fact,
It wouldn't be the
first.
first time, don't worry, dear.
Yes.
Well, if the DM demands it, I'm gonna very quietly somersault backwards onto the ladder and try to avoid hitting Finbar.
That sounds like an acrobatics check to me.
It does sound like an acrobatics check,
Indeed.
which I'm very good at because I was an acrobat.
You were an entertainer. A 16. So, there's like the moment where you realize that they are they've both sort of like decided, instead of poking at the air, how about just a nice broad slash, I'll go low, you go high, and you realize it's coming. So you manage to sort of like just time it. You lunge back and your legs come up over your head and the blade just comes swiping past, just missing. But you land a little haphazardly. The rope ladder does swing. Finbar, you come up just above the illusion as the top of the rope ladder starts to swing violently, animation and everything. I'm really getting into this rope ladder business. And you're just there, buddy. Oh, sorry, hold on. Let me hold it steady. Otherwise, we'll get seasick.
I get bad at that, yeah.
You okay, buddy?
I'm feeling better now, thanks.
So yeah, you reach the top and you see that there are two elven figures who currently have arrows knocked, and they're looking at you. They seem to be expecting you. There are two more who have swords drawn, who have just swiped at the air and are looking around as if trying to figure out where
Okay, everybody calm down here. Everybody calm down here, okay? It's all fine. Finbar's here. Finbar the Bar. Nice to meet you. Hey. Oh, look at you.
both of them just undraw their arrows and
We're going to say unload.
shoot him dead. And Winky, you see Finbar materialize at high speed. As
Oh, she's alive.
You have no idea.
No, she's dead still.
Still dead.
Still dead. We'll get there eventually.
Classic Marie.
Wait, am I would imagine that I caught onto the side of the rope and just kind of swung myself to the other side. Just
You
so
are
I'm
you
not
are
in the
basically you were about maybe 6-7 foot above where Finbar is, but on the other side of the ladder. And you watched as the guys who had bows drawn stow their arrows, and one of them just says in Elvish, "Oh, well, at least he's a bard. I thought they said Fred. Oh, never mind." And they straight up
Exactly.
They return to their posts. They start heading back towards the barracks.
Only a threat to your women folk. Now, where is the...
There are two guards still standing there like...
No, it's not.
Now, ladies, where is your... Take me to your leader. I've lost a woman. She has died here, and I'm looking to report a death. Marie, about... Yay high... plump bosoms.
Are you still on the ladder?
I think I just... Yeah, I
His
just come up.
face is around about where your foot is on that
Yes.
rung.
Yeah, I'm gonna just casually punch him in whatever's closest to me right now.
Oh!
Punch him in whatever I can. Just
Without
give me
falling.
Why
I just
does
want to
everything
just,
hurt?
do a small.
give me a strength check.
Seems as though I have been struck by the heavens.
I am a noodle arm bird, so
You are a noodle arm.
I feel like I've just been slapped by a wet noodle. An invisible wet noodle. It's not unpleasant.
It's quite a call.
Yeah, but that's the difference I see, when people are like, oh, it's so much hotter in America, but we have no fucking AC in the UK, so we just die whenever it's hot.
Oh god.
What do we got, 11? Oh, I can live. I can survive that. I can survive.
Yeah, you are sort of you are gently slapped. Probably some sort of infant or child. You're not really sure. And then Marie rematerializes in front of you, and the two guards who are currently holding swords point their swords at you. They can't reach you
okay.
because they're using short swords, but they now have they are blocking your way up. And one of them says, "Why are you sneaking around?"
Well, I wasn't sure if there was a big threat here. I wanted to make sure that there wasn't going to be anything that was going to immediately kill me. and
Winky,
my
it's
friends here.
it's almost as though I can hear her now. It's almost as if she's in a room with us and as if
Not
she
say
were
I'm
alive.
Dead, Finbar, I'm right here.
Sounds exactly what she would say
It's-
if she were alive.
Yeah, it's like I can hear her from above, just talking to us like normal.
Just,
You notice at this point that Winky has just sort of reached the top, and Winky is climbed up and is sobbing and climbs over Finbar just as he's sobbing. And he gets to the top, and he tries to continue, and just falls,
Yep.
and is now climbing his way down the ladder on the opposite side, and bumps into Marie, and Marie materializes. Yeah, that's exactly what has just happened.
ow!
I see.
Ooh! Ooh, you have a hard head. Ow!
She's
you
a
also have-
ghost. It's okay. I'm
not
okay
a
with
ghost.
ghosts.
All good.
Right, can I just
Be
ask something? Winky, your hat. You have a
Yes.
specific hat, don't you?
Yeah, I have the skeleton bone crown hat. That's
Ow!
right.
So what we currently have now is you have Marie is currently wearing an upside down crown that has just lodged itself on your head, and upside down attached to said crown, almost like you've been caught in a Chinese finger trap, is a poor Winky.
Oh god, we're trapped.
You are now conjoined by the
okay.
head.
This is too small. Okay.
I've heard of putting our heads together, but this is just stupid. You kind of like,
I'm just gonna.
who's standing and who's gonna float?
Yeah. So at this point, I'm like trying to like tilt my head up, but I can't because clearly my head's stuck.
We can walk on ceilings now.
Look. And I say to the elves, would you help us out of this predicament here?
Give us a hand. I'm grieving the loss of a friend of mine who's recently passed away.
Finbar.
Seems to be haunting me.
Finbar, she's on my head.
Oh, what?
She's on my mind.
Yeah.
You
always
were
on my
always on my mind.
Finbar, I sacrificed my invisibility just to punch
You
you.
were always on my
I
mind.
help. I'm like,
Oh, oh dear. Oh, so you're a
Yeah.
lich now, are you?
No.
Wearing a bone crown, in all fairness. This is looking lichy.
It clashes against like my light blue and black clothing here. It's just like it's not look good. But yeah, so I'll try to call out to the elves, be like, would you mind pulling my friend off of my head here, and then we can talk.
Both of them have stowed all weapons and are now just standing there cross-armed, just watching it. No.
Listen, we just need to see your leader. She had questions for us as a Galgatron about my friend. Time is short. One woman's already died. How many more would it take?
and pigs too.
Finbar, can you climb up and then try
Yes,
to get Winky off of my head?
Yeah, come
please?
up here. And I'm going to kind of pull them up again. This ladder has... I feel like I've been on this ladder for 20 minutes now.
Yeah,
This is like me when I play
ladder.
video games.
Like, absolutely blitzing through the combat, but my god, can you attach to that ladder? No. Yeah, so you actually have a beautiful situation where you are pulling up Marie and Winky, and you sort of like, there's that soft pop as Marie is relinquished. You do have, yeah, there we go.
It's the one sound effect I could do.
There's like small indents right now
Yeah,
where there's
Completely ruined your
the
hairstyle.
crown was.
It's okay. You just need a good like bit of TLC, some moment, maybe some elven pampering. You'll be fine. The two guards just shake their head, and one of them looks at the other and says, "You know, if I was a gambling man, I would have wagered it'd have taken a lot longer than that." So anyway, this way, and he points for you to continue clockwise round past the barracks, and he leads you round to the exact opposite side where the ladder was, and there is this strange door that is set in. It appears to almost be an archway that has been filled with like vines and roots and stuff, and there are sigils carved into it. And together they reach out and they place their hands against what look like brambles and clutch them. And both of them wince slightly, and as they take their hand away, you see blood left on these brambles, and these vines and roots sort of curl inwards from the doorway. And on the other side is a much shorter, much less traumatic, not a 20-minute ladder. This is like maybe like 15 minutes to like 17 if I'm feeling like
How much XP did we get for climbing that ladder anyways? That was a heck of a
all
loss.
literally like I'd be amazed if you're not level 20 by the end of this. There's like 2 more ladders after this. So no, you climb in and you find that there appears to be on the inside of this structure a multi-tiered city, or not city but town, that stretches up, and it seems to be at the lowest point. In the center at the bottom of the cone is this ladder that leads up, and then there are different tiers that are set in, and you can see what appear to be like places of craft, places of leisure. There appears to be like a winery, everything you can imagine. It's just amazing to think. And there is no canopy above you, so this is just basked in glorious sunlight. It's absolutely lovely. The weather's beautiful. There's plenty of fresh air. It's an odd place to be. All around you are glowing lights and elves dressed in finery, but all of this finery has a very nature-esque feel to it. And they take you up, and they're going to lead you to a large building that is set sort of mid-tier up, and into a room where figures seem to be poring over charts. And you actually see, and you're not sure how she's beat you up here, but your red-headed friend is standing there, no longer dressed in sort of ranger garb.
There she
Looks
is.
a lot more fair and
Well, a fairer maiden I never did see. Finbar the Bard, I'm once again pleased to meet you. What may be your name? Or, in fact, what is your name?
yeah, says a kobold from a pocket.
That's right, my wingman.
You tell him.
Got him.
And, got him. She says, Elowin is my name, and you
Elowin.
have brought great evil to our woods.
Well, no.
I didn't know
And
the
at the
kobold
same
was in the
time,
pocket.
yes. Well, here's the thing. Here's the deal. There was a Galgatron, and it attacked our village. It has a lair somewhere on the river. We didn't bring it here. It simply fled after I saw it off.
Right. Search them. And
There's a kobold in my pocket. I do have something to declare. There is a kobold in my pocket.
license.
Oh,
I
man.
want you to know
I'm not just
I
happy
am
to see
very
you.
good.
It is genuinely a kobold.
Yeah.
I'm about to empty
I
out all
hope-
of my stuff.
I'm legally allowed to carry this kobold.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are actually patted down. You
Mhm.
have this quick check over. They take everything from you.
Oh.
Pretty much, you are left in just your clothes and with your skivvies, and that's pretty much it. And they search, they lay it all out. You watch as one person essentially does the TSA equivalent of passing all of these items over a large carved table that has runes carved into it, and each time they pass it over, it next to nothing happens unless the item is magical, in
Oh,
which
yeah.
case they flare up in a particular fashion.
My shit's gonna be.
Oh boy.
I've got a deck of many things. Does that glow?
What?
Do not do that. Don't pull out any cards. We've done that before.
They're just like, cool, I'll have to scan these cards individually one at a time. It just instantly starts drawing
You have to
all of
say
them.
how many you're taking at it. Dagger wielding chicken, the magic ghost mirror, some group of giants. That's my magical stuff.
Mm. You watch, and like there's just like several piles, and Winky's is just piling up and piling up. You're not sure how he's been carrying all this, but it just mounds and mounds and mounds, and you can watch as Winky just has like wistful look in his eye as he reminisces, just like, I forgot I had that entirely. Yeah, it's far.
Where do
This
you
is no-
put all this stuff?
See, I have what used to be is a kobold pocket that I used to keep a kobold in, but I took the kobold out and
I
I
love
put all
those.
this shit in it.
Think of it like a kobold papoose.
Yes, a papoose.
Now, back to the Galgatron, Elowin. Do you know where its lair may be? For 'tis our quest to defeat it. I, as Finbar the Bard, am the only one in this land possible, of even plausible, and indeed likely, to defeat this creature. So I need to know if you know where it is, you know?
She waits for you to finish that magnificent sentence, and she looks you up and down and says, I believe what you're trying to ask me is, do we know where the dragon sleeps, where its lair is? The answer is yes. we do.
Yes, indeed. That was the question to which I was alluding to.
Please stop that.
Illusion. Well, I wouldn't know anything about allusion, but I have seen some illusions downstairs.
Indeed, the kind of illusion that try to make something seem larger than it truly is. She smiles.
But you have seen it.
That counts! Says the kobold. Seeing it's half the battle. She smiles and quite coldly turns to the rest of you and says, what of the rest of you? You travel with this buffoon?
Yes, we do.
I'm gonna say,
I look at the kobold.
unfortunately.
The kobold is part of the the whole deal. Unfortunately, we have to travel with him.
But as Finbar said, he would not lie. We were off to go and defeat a dragon. If I would imagine that is in both of our interest to defeat this dragon before it wreaks any more havoc, possibly upon your forest here. If you could help us, that would be quite useful for both of us, wouldn't you think?
What she said.
They
That.
they nod. They seem to be contemplating it, and one of them reaches forward and hands you, and you alone, Marie, a goblet. There is wine in it. Sweet. It's red. It's got a fragrant bouquet. It's other things that wine people say that I don't know. There are many ways of describing it that make you sound intellectual. I don't know
It's
any of them.
oaky.
It has a hint of oak and some cherries to it. Yeah.
It does indeed, and also there is wine in this glass as well as
It's-
all of the aforementioned things.
Frugal and frabulent, darling.
Indeed. I'd love to see Finbar at a wine tasting.
Oh,
Oh, it's a great place to pick up.
So yeah, you are handed a goblet of wine. No one else has afforded this, and also somewhere to sit at the table. And she rolls out this map, and she points to. You weren't actually far off. You just sort of sauntered off the path and would have come to on the map where the river forks, just up ahead. There is a place where there's like a tunnel network, and they reckon that it appears to be where the ground itself has moved over the years. But there is a mine there. They don't know how long it's been there, but it sort of appeared very quickly. And they have never seen anyone working in it, only that piece by piece stone has been quarried. They finally posted guards on it, and they claim to have seen giant metal men excavating part of it one night. And then the following day, when they went to investigate, they were attacked by a dragon who promptly took up residence in said mine. There are multiple ways in. It's not looking like an easy nut to crack, and they have left it alone because so far it hasn't been willing to sort of come into the forest for one reason or another.
Well, it has strayed to our village, and it has desecrated our women folk, those who were still untouched, and killed a great deal of pigs, which were a personal loss to me. The women also.
They seem genuinely.
Yes, the pig folk were lost to us, which was sad.
I'm so glad to see one of them survived.
Yes, Gladius is outside, along with the female companion.
and he's making more.
He's making more pigs, which is good on him, I have to say. Now, we may need your assistance in this, for I am the famous Finbar the Bard, and I have been known to have lackeys in my time. Gesture around me. Now,
I look very offended at this part.
now, perhaps you would be able to lend your aid in this matter, for your elven folk are as endangered by this as our folk, and are we not all the same under one great owl tree, as your folk would say? Which is
Small
like
parts
it's
of that
super,
were almost.
probably super racist.
That was wow.
You all know
Dare
each other.
mention the Owl Clan here in this town. Yeah, she looks to you. She looks thoughtful for a moment, and she said, "There were moments, small parts, little snippets of that actually spoke of reason and sense."
Yes, yes, there were. Which parts are you talking about?
Glad you picked up on that. I
Was
I
it
did
the-
that just for you.
Was it the oaky sense? No. Now,
This is indeed a threat we all share, but it is your inhabiting of a village that it had claimed as desecrated in its name that has stirred it from its sleep and enraged it. We are now threatened as well as you are.
I see.
We can assist you, but you owe us a debt for endangering our people, for reducing our hunting grounds.
Do we have to? And in what form does this debt come in? For I have many methods of payment. Primarily loans.
Debit, credit.
In other people's names.
Yes, primarily up to offshore accounts.
Just sign Ishtuak as legibly as you can on everything. She smiles and gestures to the map, and she points actually to the north, far north of the woods. There is a mountain range. One of these mountains appears to be where the rivers flow down from, and she marks it on the map and says, "We have had trouble with shall we call them a warring clan in the mountains. Some of our tribe and newest additions have prayers with them. We wish to see them resolved.
I
If
see.
we assist you with the dragon, you will be required to assist us with this matter. Do we have an agreement?"
I see no other option.
I look and I say, so what assistance are we talking about here? Are you leading us there? Are you assisting with the battle against this dragon?
We can make sure that it only has one way out and push it towards you, where you will lay an ambush for it. We do this at great risk to our own men. You'll only have one chance.
One chance is all I ever get.
And he's
Look
very
who
good
drew.
at laying.
I'll lay it. Yeah. Yeah.
The sooner we can get off, the better, in my opinion. Then we can get to helping you of your issue. Now, one last question before we go, of vital importance: is it out of custom to sleep out of wedlock with a gentleman of a half-elven nature, specifically me?
I'm starting to drink the wine now.
I'm reaching
No.
for it.
There's another. They just hand you the bottle. That at this point, they're just like they see someone in need, that's she looks to you and she says, "If you were this legendary Finbar that you claimed, and you were capable of slaying such a beast,
Yes.
well, I myself unfortunately still have standards, but I could."
I can make that all go away.
She smiles and just says, "How about I simply put in a good word with the ladies upstairs?" And she points, and you can actually see that there's, quite a lot of lists is open. You can see through the ceiling in places, and above there appear to be quite a lot of females who are smiling, being very jokey, being very friendly. They're singing, they're drinking, have a lot of male customers. This would appear to be a brothel.
Ah, then you do have things of a finer nature around here. I thought you were all uncultured swine. Excellent. That sounds fine to me. Yes, fine to me. It's funny because Finbar is like actually meant to be incredibly attractive, but if not for his personality of being such an absolute twat.
I've gone through the entire bottle at this point. I
Yeah, the
don't know
entire
how
bottle.
drunk I am.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good start,
Roll me-
girl.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw as
Oh,
we go
shit.
into battle with a dragon.
You'll
Oh
forget.
no!
Yep.
This is what you drive me to, Finbar.
This is true.
Are you kidding me? Like
Oh,
a whole
no.
bottle of wine, I'd be fucked. Like
yeah,
in
I've
20
seen- I've
seconds.
seen-
I mean,
I've seen Bill. Yeah, we've had some good times. So yeah, Murray, you do it. You feel good. You feel good. You drink it. It's good wine. You feel okay. That appears to be the end of sort of diplomatic talks. She tells you that she will meet you there, and it is probably a best time for you to leave. She says to Finbar, as you've noticed, you've garnered quite a lot of attention from a lot of the people in the room, who
Yes.
are all clutching swords.
Well-
Just blatantly racist.
I have that effect on everyone.
You do indeed.
Well, it has been lovely to see you, my wooded folk, and until next we meet, may the
Swords are
glades,
drawing.
may
Yeah,
the
and at
glades
this
forever
point-
be filled with trickling sparrows and
Yeah, at this point, I'm going
berries and stuff.
holding up a finger to Finbar's mouth saying,
Oh, we'll take this into the back room.
And you are sort of shooed out back into town, away from these people, as far away as they can get you. Maria, are you going with Finbar?
I suppose I am.
Marie, at this point, you make one catastrophic error of someone who has just drunk an entire bottle of wine in 20 seconds. You stand up, and all of the alcohol in the world hits you like a sledgehammer, and suddenly you are so drunk you can barely function. You're not entirely sure what you're doing in a giant lampshade. You're definitely in a giant elven lampshade with a load of strange wood people and Finbar, who is Finbar.
He's probably looking way more attractive.
Yeah.
Hello.
Tolerate him a little more.
Exactly.
Yeah, just-
Come on, darling. It seems as though you've had one.
I'm like, as he's trying to like usher me forward, I'm kind of just like batting his like. shoulder, but
No,
not
I
doing that.
don't think going down the ladder on your own is a good idea. Come on, dear. And I'll try and assist her down this terrifying illusion ladder.
I can hook like my crown onto her head, and I can just let her dangle off of that as I go down.
I'm not sure about hanging or hooking onto anything. Let's just descend down nicely, and perhaps there'll be some poetry on the way.
Timber, as you look down, you can see.
Wait a timber!
From your from your vantage point at the top of this this rope ladder, about a 300-foot drop, and you see a small wagon has been delivered. There is hay in it.
Ah, I know exactly what to do. Maria, how acrobatic are you feeling right now, my dear? You are awfully heavy.
I suppose.
Have you
like,
put on weight?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
We are jumping from here. Specifically, when I say we, I specifically mean you. I will be descending with both arms and both legs all the way down. But you are a burden to me.
I shoot him a
I'm
dirty
sure-
look. It's not
I'm-
coming across because I'm just like.
I'm sure it's reciprocated that you are also a burden on her.
Now, do you feel like jumping, dear? It's not far at all. Couple hundred
You know
feet.
what? I think I have better chance of climbing. Climbing, yes, that's the word.
But think how much faster it would be if you plummeted down.
Finbar, I've never heard a good idea come out of your mouth this time. So
You notice the two elven guards standing there, literally exchanging like money to each other. They're placing bets.
I'm exchanging money with them
Straight
too.
yeah, bro.
Winky's just like there's no like they don't speak any common apparently, but you are figuring it out, gambling the
The
universe.
language that works.
Exactly. So yeah, there's currently taking bets. Do you wanna? How much are you betting on this, Winky? And what are you betting?
Ooh. I'm gonna bet. Let's see, how much gold do I have?
Oh, hey, actually, we got a viewer decision right now, so...
Oh shit!
Oh no! No!
I got 1,563 gold pieces.
Okay, well.
Okay, so guys, they are currently about to descend down from the tree, and they are off to fight a dragon in a mine. It's as red as we think. It's called the Galvatron, and the elves are going to try and ambush it and push it towards these guys who are gonna fortify and ambush the dragon as it tries to escape from the final exit. So that's the basic overview of the plan. But what is it that nobody could possibly have counted on?
What does absolutely nobody suspect? Is that the question?
We see Steve Irwin.
I will tell you right now that there is a river, and there is plenty of ways. I mean, I'm not saying that it could be... It's the Spanish Inquisition, isn't it? That's what's... No one would expect it.
But now we're expecting it.
Well, now we're expecting it, so...
Yeah, I've ruined it.
All right, so I will... Yeah, if she's not descending by plummeting, then I will... I'll go down after her. I will actually, Finbar will probably give her a hand. If she looks like she's about to fall off, he won't let her fall to her death.
Yeah, what I think Marie's gonna do is she's gonna hold the sides of the ladder, and she's gonna try to slide down. Try is the key word.
There's some serious, rope burn.
200 gold pieces that it's not going to work. I bet the guard.
That's impressive.
She's going to burn her palms, and it's not going to be good.
You slide dramatically down. Give me an acrobatics, Marie.
All right. Okay. Acrobatics. No shit.
So, Marie, you start to slide dramatically. It's glorious. It's beautiful as you go down. You're making some speed, and it doesn't burn. Like you don't feel anything actually. But you're not sure what the ladder is. As you just fall through the air, just completely lost it. And you guys watch as Marie just sort of takes another step, and then she leans back and she goes to reach for the ladder, and she mimes grabbing hold of the ladder, but she just falls off the ladder about maybe 200 feet off the ground. And you watch as a small hay wagon explodes in every direction, and then you just see a thumb come up.
I look to Winky. I told you she died.
As I'm like, oh, where's the ladder?
It was just that it was in the future.
For some reason, Steve Irwin popped into my head, or what I saw.
Well, if he pops anywhere else, then be sure to let me know.
We got 2 bards and no inspirations. That's why you guys can't do anything right.
I refuse to inspire anyone but myself, other than via my acts of bravery.
Yeah, so as I'm falling, my mind has wandered off somewhere. Probably Steve Irwin.
Finbar has never used a charge of bardic inspiration. Okay, I will descend down the ladder and meet her at the bottom. Well done, what did I tell you, Marie? A swift jump and plummet down to the bottom.
How am I doing? How am I doing, Josh?
You're fine, absolutely fine. Probably have broken every bone in your body, but you feel fine.
It's only every bone.
I mean, what's an injury? You have an entire bottle of wine. You're fucking invincible at the moment.
Yeah, you're nailing it.
Yeah, so I'm covered in hay, and you probably just see an arm reach out, try to brush.
I'll help her out of the hay.
Winky collects his money from the guard.
Yeah.
And he's like,
he's just like, wow.
Told you, she can't fall good. She doesn't do it right. She did not pick feather fall on her list.
Oh shit, yeah, gotta go, boy.
And
big spender.
So, every time he gambles, he wins. Because didn't he? What was it? Brick, yeah, brick. Didn't I bet on your character?
Oh, yeah.
Or Josh's character?
And beat the living shit out of him. Deck of many things, man. That thing is. Oh god, yeah. Yeah,
That's how I got it. Yeah, you know now.
Yeah.
You remember now.
I remember now. So yeah, there's an explosion. You guys are safely at the bottom. You've collected your money. You can take 50 gold pieces because they really weren't expecting that at all. They bet pretty hard against that and lost pretty big. And yeah, you guys you don't see any of the elves traveling with you, but you guys are going to have one more travel mechanic.
Yeah, I was wondering what this is like the longest travel mechanic.
So Marie, well, these were written in, but no one ever went this way, and then you guys did, and I was like, this is a different story we're going on. Marie, you guys are traveling along. Give me the final part of the travel mechanic. What happens? How do you resolve it? Give me the skill check.
Oh boy.
So you make up anything you fancy.
Man. Wow, way to put the pressure on me. What does happen?
Well, you are rather drunk, so a lot
I
of
am very
things
drunk.
could
I'm
happen.
probably not walking a straight line. I have probably tripped over everything.
And she's our guide, so
Yep.
we'd probably end up a little bit lost off this trail, I'd imagine.
You know what? I'm gonna see if I can find my way through. If I can remember what they told me.
You're going to try and find the...
Like, so the direction that they kind of showed us. I mean, I am staggering.
You know, I have an unerring sense of direction when I'm drunk, and I have no sense of direction when I am sober. Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Oh, okay. Here we go.
What can I say? I mean, it's
Give
just
me-
a
give
sixth
me
sense.
A survival check.
I found
Oh boy.
Drunkenly
favorite.
dynamic.
we found the barn just fine that time.
Okay.
It's 16. So you watch as Marie, she sort of gets to the bottom. She walks out. She gets back to the river, and she says, "It's that way." And then she walks in a completely different direction with determination in her stride, and will not be swayed that she's pointed in one direction and walked in a different direction. And as you guys follow her down the winding paths, you do appear to be coming up on what looks like the mouth of... first of all, there's a fork in the river, and then across the river, there is the mouth of a cave, which you can see. And it's starting to get a little bit darker in the day. The sun has dipped below some of the highest forest trees, so you got a little bit of shade to operate in. But yeah, you see this blackened, smoking cave that definitely looks like it's seen some recent activity. There's charred ground all around it. The grass has been set ablaze and has long since burnt out. The riverbed, you can see huge claw marks have sort of like dragged a lot of sediment and collapsed the riverbanks in places. Whatever dwells here definitely matches what Finbar would expect a Galvatron as a lair to look like.
Classic Galvatron material right here.
Indeed.
All right. Okay. And be like, can we sit down for a bit? I need to not be like this when we fight a
Yes, I agree. The Galvatron will not take lightly to your alcoholism, for they are incredibly strict Puritans. And
No, yeah, I would set extra on fire because I'm so full of alcohol.
that's right.
It's super flammable.
The Galvatrons still follow by the prohibition rules, so they're...
If you want to take a chance at getting better, I have this fancy deck of cards that does magic things to people who draw from it.
No, thank you. I'm already the most famous bard in all the world. And that was gifted to me by a
Oh my
genie.
That
was
that.
genuinely-
That was the worst day of my life.
Genuinely, a genie gave me a wish that I am the most famous bard in the world, so...
Genuinely.
So what can I say? I need no more wishes, for I have all that I need.
Hence,
I'm
hence
talking
they
to
set
the-
this. Hence, they set this in an expansionist new world.
All right. Sober Marie would probably never ever take something from the card. Drunk Marie is considering it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I will allow it.
I like
will
drunk.
allow
You know what? I like drunk Marie. She's a lot of fun.
it. She's a lot.
You should loosen up a bit more, Marie. Or you're a bit uptight.
Yeah!
Do
I
it for
think
You should do
you
something
guys would
crazy.
Die a lot more if I was.
Are we
Right.
dead yet, Marie? Are we
No.
dead yet?
not dead yet.
Exactly. So
The
we should
people I ruled
relax
back
a
in
bit.
Canefield are dead, but not me.
That's
My wife
right.
is dead, but I'm not dead.
Almost all of my girlfriends have suffered one form of horrible
You
death,
have killed so many girlfriends.
or often they are just riddled with disease.
One of them, I vaguely remember you popped out to just like run a message to me, and then you went home, and she'd been brutally murdered.
She had been turned into a doppelganger and murdered, and then I found myself in a drow cave, and she was dead, and I was naked. And there was a dwarf next to me, the captain of the guard, who would come and... It's a long story, there's actually a whole series, but I digress. You should loosen
Right,
up,
you know
try a card, why not?
I'm gonna roll a 1d20, and I'm gonna see where it lands, because this is... If it's 10 or under, she won't. If it's above 10, she will pull a card.
Oh, you were so in.
She
okay,
will.
Okay,
How-
no, the 3, the 9, and the 12 have already been drawn.
They automatically rejoin the deck.
Oh god, they do? Okay.
Yeah, they do.
That's how it works.
Everything is up for grabs. So let me just check. You have how many cards? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
It's 22,
17,
I think, sorry.
19, 20,
Here we
21,
go,
22.
friends.
Here we go. How many cards are you drawing? You have to declare at the beginning.
I am drawing one.
One card.
I'm drawing
Magic
one.
card. Okay. Roll me a 1d22. So /.
This could be
R
so bad.
space.
Yeah.
1D22.
Yeah, my entire window shifted. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. Just roll a d20.
D22.
D22. So just
D22. All right.
a 16. No one else look. Cause
Okay.
this
Oh
is-
god.
Oh no. Oh man.
Winky's standing like 50 feet away,
Worry.
behind the kobold.
Okay. Okay. This is glorious. I got this. This is perfect. Okay. So
Shit.
in front of you, Marie, it's sort of as you're drinking, you guys around her, you start to feel like you might also have become intoxicated by whatever the effects are of this, because you're starting to see double of Marie. As Marie is standing by Marie,
Fuck me.
and Marie, you have a shadowy figure next to you. This shadowy figure is similar to you, but wreathed all in black. And she does not look drunk in any way. This looks like sobriety has come a calling. Also known as death, as you summon the avatar of death by drawing so hard.
Oh my
That's the
god.
last thing you needed to summon.
Why did we encourage her?
I don't know. You were like, yeah, I like Drunk Marie. She's so much fun.
Drunk Marie
So cool.
summons
Take a
literally
chance, Marie.
death. Literally death.
Hey, well, you know what? We don't die, Finbar. Everyone else around
Yeah,
us does.
that's okay, actually, because Marie is fucked, but we're fine, I think, unless we attack it. In which case...
So,
I am still very drunk. I'm gonna think this is just I don't know, something, it's illusion. I'm gonna try to pat.
Marie, you have summoned literal death.
Marie, you pat it. It is
Actual,
cold
literal
as
death.
ice, and almost
Cold
like
as
you
ice.
almost push through it slightly, but there is slight resistance. And this thing looks down to you with your face, and as it does, it smiles, but its lips peel back, revealing teeth, and then the teeth sort of like the lips continue to peel back, revealing a skull beneath, as this whole thing becomes a very Grim Reaper-esque looking thing, and a scythe appears in its hand, and it says, You have been chosen.
Oh, she's been chosen,
Oh, that's...
Finbar.
That is not, that is good. You are the chosen one, Marie.
Yeah, Marie, there's a river next to us, right?
Sorry, say that again.
Is there a river next to us?
There is indeed.
I'm gonna pull on the cloak of Steve Irwin,
Pretty sure there's a Galvatron over here.
and I am just gonna just put down my head into the water just to sober up for a second.
Okay, cool.
I can still breathe.
Yeah, you can indeed. It moves over and sort of stoops next to you. It hasn't attacked you yet, but looks down to you, and you can hear it as you sort of like put your head in the water to sort of freshen up, and it leans down and whispers to you, trying to drown your sorrows once again.
And this is at the point where I just kind of put my head up. I'm like, okay. Why did you guys go? Okay. I just summoned death. Okay. And I like do like a big walking circle.
I will say this, Marie. Drunk you is very different. In fact, I'm impressed, and I am rarely impressed with anything.
Remind me not to drink like that again.
It won't be a problem.
I would suspect that you are about to enter the realm of eternal doom. So whilst it has been lovely to meet you, Marie, I can't get involved. This is not my jurisdiction. We're on foreign soil. And so once we've crossed the border, I mean, it all gets very gray area.
But hey, if you become a ghost, I rule a whole bunch of ghosts back in Cakefield. We can totally hang out. You can meet my wife. She's a ghost. She used to be a mind flayer. I got a creepy past. I can't really explain it all, but I'm just gonna give you a heads up in case you come down.
The government won't let me talk about it online, but I got a creepy past.
I got a creepy past.
All right, I'm gonna turn to
WikiLeaks.
death. And I'm gonna be like,
WikiLeaks.
are you here to take me away?
There it is.
What are you here for?
You are to battle me in one-on-one combat.
Oh dear.
If you are victorious, you may keep your wretched soul for a short while longer. If you fall to my blade, you will be damned.
Seems like a fair deal.
Okay, you know what? I'm already going to hell. Like, I've done shit in my past.
You got a creepy past too?
Yeah, creepy past. I'd have
Creepy past.
one. High five.
Look here. I've got shit to do. I've got this at least one dragon to kill.
Places to be.
Oh, she's arguing with death. Listen. Shut up.
Marie's done.
not
Marie
have
has had a day. If you let me have this one fight with this dragon, then you and I can do something. But these guys, they're probably gonna get themselves killed. I just want to make sure they get through this okay. How'd that sound?
You will fight me, or you will die.
Well, I'm gonna die either way, won't I? Whether now or later.
I would suggest that at least you have a chance in fighting him, even though you are small, and he is literal death.
Yeah.
Actual cannibal literal death.
He's Mr. Death.
So, where's the other way? You just give in, and the Marie I know would not give in. She'd want to drink at least another bottle of wine before she died. And thank you to Fly Bandito for subscribing to Twitch Prime. That's our second viewer decision, so there's two things that we do not suspect, I guess.
Buddy.
No, okay.
Okay, guys, there is a chance here. I need this to be a quick viewer decision for you guys, okay? So get on this as quick as you can. Marie will be offered a deal.
Ooh. What is the deal?
A deal with death.
What's the deal with death, man? What's your deal, man? What's your deal,
Oh,
dude?
It's just
Come
we're
on,
gonna
man.
open up the phone lines. We're gonna take some calls. What's the deal with death?
I've got Mr. Death on the line. He's offering a 50,000 gold for the blue box.
Monty Python's Meaning of Life. There's a Mr. Death at the door.
Yeah. Have fun deciding my fate, viewers.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys. She has one chance to save her soul. What is the cost that death demands? in the meantime, we have a winner from that straw poll. I'm calling the other straw poll.
Nice.
So let me just check. Got it. Sweet. It's exactly what I wanted. So there we go. And we will get to that. Yeah, we will get to that shortly. So, as this sort of plays out, Finbar, you can see across the river behind you that elves have moved into position. It appears that the entranceway facing you is the way that they are leaving open as they move off to secure the surrounding area. And it looks like everyone's waiting on you, but you are literally here. You are on the doorstep. So is Def. This isn't his doorstep.
Now, Def, I have to ask you a couple of things. Do you know exactly how many people whose deaths I am responsible for?
762.
7.62. Okay, well, a lot less than I thought. The screaming herpes. It wasn't as bad as they said it was it?
God.
I heard the whales from across the seas, and then the whales got it too, and the whole sea was alive.
A mass with whale herpes.
Indeed. At first you think they're barnacles, and then it's too late. Screaming herpes.
I'm actually gonna close my eyes, and I am going to try to reach out to Steve Irwin.
Touch Def.
Cool. Roll me a religion check.
Oh boy, I have like no religion. What is it?
I'm hoping, Def, that you can see your way to striking some kind of bargain with our friend Marie here. See, we like to gamble here. Winky is a big gambler, and so is Marie. So perhaps something could be staked upon. Not like a
did not
heart
do so
staked.
hard.
What would you wager in exchange for her soul?
I would wager nothing. Absolutely nothing. In fact, I'd be very happy with you taking that soul right now, my friend, and doing what you do best. And it's good work that you do, honestly. We need more people like you in the industry. But
I need my kingdom to thrive.
Exactly. And I need those who follow me and have screaming herpes to die as soon as possible.
Finbar, how many times have I saved you?
So you save me from such boredom. Every day, Marie, you've saved me from a hole, an actual hole, and also a whole lot of loneliness. In that regard, yes, you have saved me. In any other regard, well, you know, it's abstract. Like I say, very grey area.
I'm gonna turn to Death. I'm just gonna say, what sins on my soul would send me to hell right now? Just curious.
You drew from the deck. Those who gamble with their lives. You lost. That is the sin you will burn for.
Huh. I mean, I thought it was the noble that I overthrew and almost killed the whole village, but I guess that's something I could
He's not so
deal
bothered
with.
about that, it seems like.
Def seems pretty chill about it, to be honest.
Oh, there's the straw poll.
Decide
my fate, guys. Decide my fate.
He shows you his clipboard. He's just like, that's what it says. Drew a fucking thing. That was
It's like
it.
a legally binding document. Def gets out. It's like, she drew the fucking card, mate. Sorry.
Yeah. It's right here in a small print. It's printed on the backs of all of the cards. You think that's like an elaborate?
Where's
The poll.
Cornelius Shackle when you need him?
Yeah, the poll seems to be almost entirely
It's
one-sided.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So,
Oh God, guys, no.
he turns and he smiles as a figure appears next to you.
Uh-oh.
G'day.
No. No, you did not.
You just
did
did it.
not.
You just did it. You just did it. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. How do you wish to be remembered on this stream, Kiana?
I'm gonna be a fucking god killer.
So,
Jesus
a
Christ,
figure
dude.
appears wearing a khaki shirt, cut off, rolled up trousers, wearing sensible boots, high socks. He has a hat on to keep the sun off. He's
Oh
smiling.
no! Ah.
Why I?
I look at him.
Pleasure to meet you, Steve. Always been a big fan.
He nods. He says
Can I
that.
actually see
I
him?
appreciate it. Yeah, everyone can see him. Everyone can see this.
Alright. I'm gonna say, I never got your name. What's your name?
Steve Irwin.
Nice to meet you, Steve Irwin. You remember how you taught me that you only have to just talk with the animals and you'll be fine, and you just have to have compassion for them.
Yeah, that's right.
Sometimes I realize that to be compassionate, you need to sometimes do things you don't want to do. And I want to take on that burden, and I want to be able to do what you have seen in me and do. And I hope I get your blessing for that. And at this point, like, Marie is trembling. She's trembling.
Look, I understand. I really do. All I can say is this. It's been a pleasure to be out there, to see the things I've seen, to do the things I've done. It's been wonderful. And to be honest with you, when it comes down to it, death, it ain't the end. See, someone only dies if they live the life when no one remembers, but I like to think that out there I've made enough difference for people to remember me. And as long as they continue to remember me, to act in my name, to believe in the things that I did, to bring a little right to the world, look after the critters, well, maybe that's enough to keep me alive.
And I'm gonna say, I promise to always remember you and to pass the words of what you have taught me everywhere I go.
He reaches out, he puts a hand on your shoulder, a comforting hand, and he looks and he says, I'm ready. And as he says that, you feel something strange. You feel something ripple across your back. And Death says, then the deal is struck. And you feel as your cloak of the manta ray moves across your back, reaches out and wraps one long stinging tail around his arm.
No, you're not doing this.
And he winces.
You are not.
And he looks to you, and there's a moment where you look into his eyes and you see genuine, absolute agony. And then he's gone. Your cloak vanishes, he vanishes, and Death chuckles darkly as he vanishes again, and a card falls to the floor and zips back into the deck.
Before we continue, fuck you, Josh.
I literally can. You did
I know.
You guys did this.
Why? So at this point, I have.
We need a moment.
I am weeping. I am crying, and as Death and Steve Irwin fade away, I'm gonna wipe away my tears and look at these guys and go, all right, let's go kill a fucking dragon.
Who was that guy again?
Eh,
Maybe that one wasn't done. Here, try again.
I'm gonna smack the
No!
out of his hands.
No!
You draw 22
So this you gotta pick up. Oh, Rick.
Yeah, no, you knock the hand away, and you see up ahead. I can't believe it. I genuinely can't believe I've just done that. But you,
I like this.
This is what you drive me to. You get to the fork in the river, and you guys are standing now in the cave mouth, and you hear rumbles from within, as it sounds like the fight has just begun. It's there's a growing light coming in your direction. What is the ambush plan? We don't have a long time left for stream, so give me the ambush plan.
We put the kobold out front.
Okay, the kobold jumps out and stands out front.
Yeah.
Hello.
And we all hide. Like I'm gonna climb up on top of the cave so I can jump on top of it.
Cool. Okay, you are there, lurking carefully on top. Finbar, position.
I will be sub. Wait, I will be I'll flank around and come in from behind.
Okay, cool. So you're actually going to sneak in round.
Yeah.
You're going to go to where the elves are and push through that way. Okay, cool. So you easily meet up with Elsie, and she Elise, and she pushes sort of like her men to one side and allows you to sort of move in bravely and brashly. And yeah, you get a moment where you almost feel like a little chill. You're kind of not sure if she touched the booty or not, but it could have just been a fumble as you're moving through the line. And you start chasing down this light that is glowing, that is quite clearly heading towards your two friends. Kiana, where is Marie?
Oh boy. Marie has had a day.
Indeed.
A day. Oh god, where is she? Is there any boulders that are in front of the cave but behind the kobold?
You can see above, in front of the cave. Oh, what, like cover? Yeah, you can see that wherever, where this thing has moved in, it's quite clearly not built to fit in this cave and has dislodged a little bit of the cover. There's a smattering of cover, but there's not much. It's going to be, you're going to have to maneuver to stay in this, in the shadow of this world, and you're going to have to curl up pretty small, but you think you can do it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try to hide. I'm keeping an eye on the kobold and keeping an eye on the mouth of the cave. Oop. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
So you get into cover and you see a figure come running around the corner like a loon. As you see Finbar. Finbar carrying a torch to navigate through. You see him sort of like bringing this light round, and you guys rejoin and appear to have entirely missed this thing, which is it's confusing because Finbar, you had a moment where you were in the center. You looked round, you could see the elves in every direction. There's no other way out. There's no way through the ceiling, and suddenly you hear a chuckle, and it comes from just off to the side, and from the shadows, a tiny alcove, no way like a dragon could fit in it, steps a figure. She is tall. She has very pale, very porcelain skin. She's wearing the most provocative dress you've ever seen. It is red. It is cut so high on her thigh. It leaves to question what its purpose is. there is the slit down the side that is much leg.
I'm familiar.
She's wearing stilettos. In the middle of this cave, the plunge at the front is
Impractical, but I like it.
Indeed. She appears not to be armed. She has blonde hair falling down in long curls down the side, ruby red lips and scarlet eyes, and she smiles to you and says, Finbar, so wonderful to meet you. I believe we might have been acquainted before.
I feel like I would remember such a pair of hips as those. And also this whole deal.
She sachets slowly towards you. She stays just sort of out of reach, and she says, then allow me to introduce myself once again. My name is Galvatron. Maybe you've heard of me. And on that, we're going to wrap up the episode.
Oh,
I
no.
trusted the hips, guys. No! What was I
Wrap up
thinking?
Finbar.
What was I thinking? Finbar's been foobarred. Fuck. Oh man, that was
That was an episode.
an episode. That was a cliffhanger.
Like, it was
Holy
going
mackerel.
fine, and then it just escalated.
We
You drank.
we took a dive off the end there with Steve. Jeez. That was emotional. That was I feel like we all learned a lesson from that.
Don't draw off on the deck of cards. Don't
Don't ever do it.
don't drunk.
Don't
You fall into peer
Don't
pressure.
drink. Never
and
drink.
draw.
If we've learned anything from this, guys, don't drink. Because if you do,
abstinence is the best way.
beloved TV personalities and naturists will die. And
Yeah.
that's what we've learned.
It could be David Attenborough next. Think about
I
that.
was about to say David Attenborough's out there doing his own thing.
He's alive. Someone fucking protect him. He managed to make it through 2016, but there better be bodyguards on that man. Jesus Christ. Fuck me. That was a great episode, Josh. Yeah, let's do a bit of wrap up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show tonight. If you did, then please do let us know. Thank you guys for subscribing today. Oh dear. Yeah, thank you guys for subscribing and for donating, and thanks again to Myth for the host and raid. Seriously, go check out the guy. He's a wonderful streamer and a lovely chap. But yes, in specifics, thank you to Terranism, Fly Bandito, and Trini Jr. for subscribing, as well as ViewCub apparently subscribed early today. Missed that. Thank you, buddy. But yeah, let's go around cast and crew. Do we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online? Also, I remind you guys, I will be back online on Sunday. If not Friday, I might find a time, but I've got other projects to work on. The new season launches Monday, so it's all get-go ready for that. So this is the last show of Season 3 of 2017, and Season 4 of 2017 starts on Sunday. So pretty excited for that, my friends. One last plug for me. Check out the Kickstarter. Click that link there. Sign up to the Thunderclap. Let's make this happen. Let's go to Josh. What do you think, Josh?
Yeah, oh god, like that. I was not ready, and I was just like, oh, I see where this is going. And you literally just said, "Can I summon Steve Irwin for advice?" And I'm like, "Yeah, have a look at Manta Ray that you just reminded me about." Yeah, this is happening. This is happening. So yeah, that was. Apparently, your life is worth more than Steve Irwin's. That's
There you go.
Yeah, very high opinion of herself. If we can take anything away from this stream, no, it's yeah.
Excuse me.
It's been wonderful. It's been wonderful to play with you guys again. Holy crap! Next week is a big week for us. I am. You don't know how pumped I am for Middle Earth, and not only I'm so lucky, and I think it's quite an ambitious season change we've got coming up, because we have Middle Earth, which is, it's all about storytelling, and it's all about journeys in these beautiful settings, and it's in D&D. It's in D&D5E, the system we know, we love, we've grown to enjoy, but it's perfectly modded for the Middle Earth setting. So there's tons of new cool mechanics that really lend itself. But it's still D&D at its core, so it's easy to understand. So if you've seen pretty much anything we've streamed, the majority of the stuff we streamed for the past year and a bit, then you'll be able to pick it straight up. And after that, on Tuesday, on the same slot, I am running a new campaign called The Long March, which is another long epic with a bit more of a gritty tone about soldiers returning from war to a war-ravaged land, and the way it's affected them and people all around them. It's going to be some interesting stuff. So looking forward to it. I still haven't made my Middle Earth character because I'm just too hyped, and there's so much to choose from, and I'm rambling because I'm so excited. You guys should definitely check it out.
Yeah, here is the link to Season 4 schedule as well. First show at 1 p.m. Eastern, second show at 4 p.m. Eastern. You can find all of them there. We've got a whole lot of exciting things. A really exciting cast, really exciting crew, really exciting games happening next season. So I hope you guys join us for Season 4, in fact. Let's go to Kiana.
Wow, I almost cried. When Rowan died. I'm not kidding.
Well, Steve.
But yeah, it was super fun to be back on here. Thanks for having me, guys. I wasn't expecting Steve Irwin to die. That was something. But Marie has had a day. I'm a little concerned about her character sheet now, because I'm a little concerned about how she's going to turn out now. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter, same as my Twitch handle, @KianaS. Also, you can find me at my blog, Dungeons and Dragons, as in I'm done with this, where I DM for 2 different campaigns, one a Curse of Strahd and one homebrew. And you can kind of see what shenanigans they get up to there. But yeah, it looks like we have to return and defeat this dragon, clearly. I have sacrificed Steve Irwin for this.
Yeah, I don't know if I can defeat her with conventional means. So we'll find out next week. It's got to slay somehow. Rem, last but not least.
Yes, everyone, it's Rim here. Again, support the Kickstarter project, Breath of Gore. I'm the main writer for that, so I'd like to see it succeed pretty well.
Yeah.
And yeah, just gonna put that link in there again. There you go.
There you go.
You can find me on my Twitter @InsomniacSync. I have a Facebook page, also InsomniacSync. And let's see, you can find me in the new season. I'll be in Phil's Thursday game, the Excavation of Tavor, where you can find Toxus Tarn, the green dragonborn soldier, who let's just say he's got gas. I mean, like, he spits a lot of gas attacks. And also this weekend on June 17th from 10 a.m. Eastern to 1 p.m. Eastern, I'll be playing helping Unmade Gaming's charity stream. I'll be playing a character over there, so you can tune in at that time, tune in there.
Awesome.
That's me.
Fantastic. Yeah, one last thing, guys. Here's the Thunderclap again. We've been talking about it a lot. It's important to us. Our Kickstarter's D&D module for 5e and Pathfinder as well. Click that link there for the Thunderclap. Sign up to it on, you can do Facebook or Twitter or Tumblr. And on June 26th, when the module launches, you guys will send out a message to all our followers, a thunderclap, as it were, of social media hype. So sign up if you haven't already. We really appreciate it. We need to hit 100 followers for it to work, so we're at 52 already. We're smashing through it, my friends. And our social reach at the moment is almost 60,000 people will be reached on June 26th when that happens. So we want to get double that. Over 100,000 people would be amazing. So if you haven't signed up yet, please do so, and keep track of all the social medias for the new Breath of Gore teasers and new artwork. It's pretty sexy. You can see a little bit of it up there. Actually, I'll bring the sexy home page, cover art of it onto the screen here just a second for you guys so you can see, in case you need a little bit more encouragement, my friends. There you go. Yeah, nice and sexy there. So that's Breath of Gore coming June 26th is our next most exciting project that we're super, super excited about. I just seen that number go up to 55. That is fantastic, guys. Thank you so much. Hey. Lots of love. One last link, and I'll see you guys again on Sunday, but I'll be Twittering and posting and all that stuff until then. And until next time, my friends, try not to throw too many nat ones. We're going to be here laughing when you do, and we'll see you guys in Season 4. Bye-bye.